Ah, what's going on, everybody? This is Bucko's Locker coming to you again. Subscribe, like, comment, and share on all the videos. Make sure you hit the notification bell icon to notify all new videos that's posted on this channel. Please feel free to donate to the channel. All donations are welcome, big or small. Channel gonna keep moving. We are on our way to 4,000 subs. We're getting there. Hope everybody enjoyed their weekend. Thanksgiving weekend, Black Friday, Cyber Monday. You know, a lot of folks out there trying to get a Xbox X and Xbox Series S and PlayStation 5 digital and console. So shouts out to the people that got a chance to get one of those consoles. If you got one, let me know. Shoot, I'm trying to get one myself. Things are so hard to get right now. Shouts out to all the bandits that's coming in the chat room. About to talk. We're in the locker room right now. We're about to talk a little bit. Joe, Richard, You Wish, A Rod, Cody, Chili Will, Malcolm, Sheree, Andrew, what up? Well, I'm not a PC guy, man. I'm not a PC guy. I'm just not big on PC right now. I don't know why. I know PCs are probably better to have these games on, but I'm not a PC guy right now. I don't know. I just haven't got into it because you got to have all the video game cards, the video cards. You got to have the processor and the RAM. You got to make sure you got all that stuff. The motherboard, ATX, MTX, mini ATX. You got to make sure you have all that stuff together, and that stuff can get really expensive. Just not heavy into the PC gaming world. Maybe down the road I'll do it, but for right now I'm going to do the consoles right now. And plus I like to collect those consoles too. I have a few consoles, old school, so I just like to collect them too. So um, so I'll get there. I'll get there one day. But yeah. So the talk of the media right now is Brady and Arians, the communication, the disconnect. The Bucks coming off of a tough loss to the Chiefs, 27-24. Basically, they beat us in the first quarter. The Chiefs won the game in the first quarter, and during that game, a lot of things were displayed that I thought was fixed for the Bucks, or on the Bucks, that are not fixed. I mean, according to Bucks fans and some of the big media, loaded roster. 7-5 doesn't scream a loaded roster, folks. I want y'all to understand this episode of Locker Room Talk will be the truth of what type of team we have after the close loss to the Chiefs. It could have been a lot worse. A couple late touchdowns by Brady made it look closer than what it was, but when you actually watch the game, you just felt the Chiefs dominated the game. The Bucks tried, but just wasn't enough. Turnovers got us again. Play calling, not the lack of a running game. Secondary, all these things that have bit the Bucks in the butt in the past, with Raheem Morris, Shiano, Lovie Smith, Dort Cutter. The same things reared its ugly head that we thought was fixed. And the concern of, with the secondary playing pretty bad and the lack of communication between Arians and Brady, per se, if you follow what the media tells you. Make sure you have your own thoughts when it comes to that relationship between Arians and Bruce. I only repeat it because a lot of people like to follow the media and they go off the media. Um, and I'm one of the few channels that don't do it. I speak my own lingo, my own thoughts with the relationship. It's a all this is opinionated. It's all this is opinionated. It's not facts or believe what you want to believe, but you know, I just like to keep it real, and from what I see, there's blame on both sides. Actually, there's blame across the team. I'm not gonna blame Arians. I'm not gonna blame Brady only. I'm not gonna blame the O line or the D line. I'm not gonna blame the secondary. There's blame all around, folks. Bowles, Lethwich, but you guys, some of you just get so fixated because you want to push the media narrative. And I encourage a lot of Bucks fans, do not be a sheep. Have your own brain. Think for yourself. What do you see? Don't repeat what the media tells you, because you look like a sheep, a goat herd. You look like a herd of goats, and you're just repeating the same thing you've been hearing for months. And this is what makes my channel unique, because I'm so raw with what my opinion is. And I do speak facts. I speak a lot of facts. I can back it up with numbers too and tape. But I also say a lot of things that's opinionated, so it's okay. So like this game right here, you will read the score and say, "Oh, the Bucks almost won the game. It was a 3-point loss." But a lot of folks will get caught up in the numbers. Some of these games and some of these scores, just don't get caught up in the numbers. Got to keep the same energy across the board. Garbage yards is garbage yards. Did you really think that the Bucks were like, I was hoping the Bucks can win, but I didn't pick them to win. But I told y'all, if they can keep the Chiefs under 30 points, they can win the game. I told y'all that. And unfortunately, they did it. It's just secondary, Arians, Lethwich, Bowles, Brady. Because a lot of organizations, if you run a business or you've been a part of a hierarchy, the decision starts at the top. People always look at the quarterback first, right? Because he's on the field. He's the on the field head coach. So on the field, you look at the quarterback first. But off the field, where is he getting his information from? OC, and head coach. And then the decisions at the higher level goes to the GM. And then past the GM, you got the owners. So good organizations are ran from top to bottom, not from bottom to top. So when you listen to the media say, well, Arians needs to adjust his offense to Brady, and he needs to run the Brady offense. He's not running the Brady offense. Well, technically, he kind of is. Remember, folks. So we got a super chat here. I want to address this super chat real quick. I like to jump on super chats real quick. Exclusive Garbage says, you've been saying what the media narrative, what the national media is now. Yeah, the national media is late, and a lot of Bucks fans follow the national media hard. And I don't agree with a lot of the Bucks fans what they be speaking on. They just be emotional based fans. The Bucks fan base is very emotional. Even if you come with facts, they will still spin it to something else. But the Brady situation, but yeah, I've been saying this for a while. The media is so late. They're very late. But Bucks fans are late too. About 90% of them, 90% of the Bucks fans are late. Or I would say 85% are late. Because my bandits and my Pirates, they're not late. They know, they've been knowing what's going on for years. Remember what I told y'all? And this game is a great example of what I've been saying. Even in the offseason, I told y'all the media will not blame Brady for the Bucks' ineptitude to finish games, to win games. And what is going on right now? The media, the national media, is pointing the fingers everywhere else. Everywhere else. Very few of them are pointing the finger at Tom Brady, because he's at fault too. But I told y'all this over and over again. Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Bucks. I told y'all this. And it's exactly what's been going on for the last 3, 4, 5 weeks. No, it's Arians. Oh, it's Leftwich. It's Bowles. And the receiver's not catching the ball. Brady can't work with this. Wait a minute. So he came here. So let me make this clear. This is not all about Brady. This is about the Bucs. But the media is making it about Brady and the Tampa Bay Bucs. But Brady is a part of the Bucs, right? He's on the team. Am I not understanding how this works? So now you got the media bullying Arians and Leftwich to change the playbook up during the bye week. Now let this sink in for a second, folks. So you mean to tell me the de facto GM, the de facto assistant GM, the de facto head coach, big media, is telling Arians, the head coach, to change the playbook during the bye week? If anybody has played football before, how does that work out? All of a sudden, just change the playbook up in the middle of the season or at the end of the season. You're asking for more trouble. There is a disconnect between the two. Arians and Brady. There's a disconnect. It's very obvious. Going into the offseason or coming into the season, it was already a question mark about the combination. But the media set the tone. And now all of a sudden the media is backpedaling. Bullying. Because see, Bruce Arians is not a like guy right now because of Brady. A lot of media members and Bucs fans don't like Bruce Arians. But they fail to realize this been his style. So why all of a sudden nobody likes him? A lot of Bucs fans don't like Bruce Arians now. Bruce been the same way the whole time. So let me get this straight. Coaching was never a problem. Now all of a sudden it's a problem. Why is it a problem now? We all know that Bruce Arians has his flaws, but why is everything being pointed at Bruce Arians and the coaching staff? Why nobody's exempt from taking some blame? Every time the Bucs lose, it's the Bucs lose. Tom Brady didn't lose. So what are we doing? What are we doing here? What is the media doing? Because if you watch the Chiefs game and listen to Tony Romo, all Tony Romo did was complain about Arians the whole entire game, setting the narrative. And right after the game, you go on all these big platforms, Fox, ESPN, CBS, Sports Illustrated, all these big channels on YouTube, and so Arians need to do this, and Arians need to do that. The black box will set the narrative if you follow it. I sat back and watched this the whole time. Like, I knew they was going to do this. TB12 can't do any wrong. It's all on Arians. It's the play calling. They need to. How in the world, in week 12, you're going to all of a sudden change the entire playbook to fit one guy? So what about the rest of the players? Remember, when you change stuff, that means everybody got to adjust. Right? That means route combinations get changed. Like, you're asking for more trouble if you change the entire playbook in 1 week. You're asking for confusion. Now, is there plays in the no risk and no biscuit? Because remember, I told y'all this. I want y'all to understand this. This is not the full no risk and no biscuit. There are moments where you do see the no risk and no biscuit. Arians has scaled back the playbook to accommodate Brady. He actually is not running the full no risk and no biscuit, because there's been a lot of underneath throws that Brady has completed. He's completed a lot of that too. Don't get it twisted, folks. There's blame on both sides. He scaled the playbook back. Is he happy about scaling the playbook back? No. He wants to run the no risk it, no biscuit like last year. He wants to run it like he did in Arizona. He wants to run the full repertoire. Y'all can't tell there's some Brady plays in there? Y'all can't tell that? Y'all can't see that? So this narrative that it's the coach, it's a lie. It is not true. It is on the field problems and off the field problems. Quarterback, receivers, O-line, coaching, play call. It's the whole thing. I told y'all I will not let the media on this channel separate Brady from the Bucs. I will not do that. I'm not doing that. I'm not going to allow that on this channel. There is no way, no how. Everybody is accountable when you mess up. And I even made a prediction with Brady. I said, oh, he's not going to throw a lot of interceptions. And he's still, I mean, he's second in the NFL in interceptions, but it's only 11. So it's still not a lot, but it's too much for Brady at a quarterback of his stature, one of the GOATs. He has passed his interception total last year by 3 of them already with 4 games left. He's projected to throw, 15, 16? That's uncharacteristic of Brady. So, yeah, that's coaching too. But also, he's made some bad throws too. I mean, am I right or wrong? I mean, you mean to tell me all the interceptions are on Arians? Because if we start really doing what we should be doing with the tape and say, well, out of those 11 interceptions, 6 of them are Brady and 5 of them are because of wrong routes being run, miscommunication, tip ball, stuff like that. Right? I mean, if we're going to pull that stunt, keep the same energy. I'm just trying to get y'all to see the bigger picture. Do not be tunnel vision with this Arians Brady situation. Do not point the finger all at Arians. He takes a lot of the blame too. So does Brady. Nobody's excluded from being blamed. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, Brady throwing 11 interceptions. What does it feel like when you've seen Brady over the years throw 6, 4, 8, 7, 5, 11? Just seems like that's too much for Brady, for a quarterback like Brady that's seen every defense. But during this bye week after this game, you see the narrative change the playbook at week 12. Spend this bye week, or these next 2 weeks basically, to change the playbook up. There's only so much you can change. Because even if you change the playbook, there's still going to be confusion. Not enough reps. Wake up, folks. Can he scale it back even more? Yes, he can. He can scale it back even more. But it was 70-30, no risk it, no biscuit to Brady offense. Well, he can scale it down to 60-40, no risk it, no biscuit to Brady. No matter how he scale it down, it's still not the full no risk it, no biscuit. I told y'all this. Can't run it. It's an outdated scheme. Every quarterback has had problems in this scheme, even the great Tom Brady. But being the fact that it's Tom Brady, it's a big deal. It wasn't a big deal with Peyton Manning. It wasn't a big deal with Tim Couch. It wasn't a big deal with Big Ben. Well, it was. Even with Andrew Luck and Carson Palmer. And even it was a big deal with Jameis Winston. But it wasn't really like this. This takes the cake because it's Tom Brady. Now it's a big deal. The same offense he's been running for all these years. It's a big deal now. So we're going to be blind to that fact, huh? Blame on both sides when it comes to the communication between the coach and the quarterback. You got Bruce over here saying, well, Brady calls his plays. He picks out what he likes and he calls it, and we call them. Y'all think he's just going to be lying about that? Y'all think Arians just lying about, well, he don't pick no. He literally told y'all, I pick the plays that he likes, and we call the plays that he likes. They mix it up. They are accommodating Brady. They mix it up for him. Some plays are Arian plays, or no risky, no biscuit. Some plays are Brady plays. Come on, man. Y'all can't pick and choose what you like and what you don't like. You got to see the whole picture. When you paint a picture, you don't paint a corner. When you're trying to talk about something, you talk about everything. You don't pick and choose what you want to talk about and what you want to push to the Bucs fans or other fans. Smart fans that watch tape, that understand football, yeah, everybody gets blamed, especially with a team like this. You paid for the team. You paid for this attention. This is the result of not understanding what meshes well together. Now they talking about firing Arians. I wouldn't be mad at it, but you get what I'm saying. You see what's the narrative's been set. All because of the Bucs are 7-5. They look at the roster, they be like, how in the world is the Bucs 7-5 with this roster? It's a lot of reasons why we 7-5. Not just Arians. Have you seen the secondary that everybody thought was fixed? I thought it was fixed. Well, I guess I was wrong. Oh, well, we stopped the run. Oh, we can stop the run. Yeah, you stop the run. It's cool. But just like previous years, why run it when we can throw it? See how that works out? Todd Bowles, we're shifting gears a little bit. Todd Bowles has lost his secondary. His secondary is lost. Lost in the sauce. Bad. These last 4 weeks, the Bucs secondary is probably one of the worst in the NFL. Actually, bottom 5, bottom 7. The Bucs secondary giving up 237 yards a game passing? That's in the 20s? The only reason why the Bucs are top 10 defense is because of that run defense. But who cares, right? Not to say it like that, but people don't really run the ball on us because they can throw it. People, the coordinators, the OCs, the head coaches are taking advantage of the young secondary and the flaws. The lack of speed, the lack of change of direction, biting on double moves. Folks, we have a problem in the secondary. Todd Bowles right now is struggling with that secondary. Well, yeah, it's cool, playing Justin Herbert at a rookie, but he shredded the secondary too. Oh, it's cool playing a Denver Broncos quarterback, backup quarterback. Exclusive Garvey says, those last 8 games we played who last season? Gardner Minshew, David Blah from Detroit, Kyler Murray, rookie, Matt Ryan, Deshaun Watson. Who was I missing? We didn't play a lot of good quarterbacks towards the end of the season. We didn't. I know it was Deshaun Watson and Matt Ryan, but Matt Ryan is kind of like overrated. But it was Kyler Murray, Gardner Minshew. Oh, the Colts, Jacoby Brissett. So 4 out of the last 6 games was against a rookie and 3 trash quarterbacks and 1 decent one and 1 really good one. And had everybody thinking that the secondary turned the corner. Well, I was a believer. I was a believer that the secondary turned the corner. Coming into the season, I was like, all right, cool. The first game against the Saints, against a washed-up Drew Brees, they held their own. I was like, all right, that's cool, And then, of course, we had the second game, Panthers, and Broncos, and Chargers. I'm like, okay, it's cool. Then we had the Packers game. We shut down Aaron Rodgers, which was a weird game for the Packers. I don't think that'll happen again, but hey, shut him down. Then Derek Carr, which is an average quarterback. Not too crazy about Derek Carr. And then Daniel Jones, Nick Foles. Like, was it fool's gold? Think about it. Look at the quarterbacks, folks. Washed up Drew Brees, Justin Herbert, a rookie, which is a stud. I'll take him right now, be honest with you. Derek Carr, Aaron Rodgers, Nick Foles, Teddy Bridgewater twice, Broncos backup quarterback, Jared Average Golf. I mean, was the Bucs secondary overhyped? Was it overhyped? Because I was caught up in it. But then I had to kind of reboot myself. I started looking at the quarterbacks that we played and how we played them. And you see these last 3 losses, 3 out of the last 4 games were losses. Look at the yards, the quarterback yards. The secondary has regressed in the middle of the season. Started out high, going downhill, folks, and it's getting worse. And Patrick Mahomes did not make it any better. Oh, so we're 24th in pass defense. I see you, Travis. I'm just trying to get this out the way because I know I'm not going to be here too long. I'm going to let you kind of like take it. So I see you over, and I'm just trying to get this out first. So bear with me, Travis. I'm just trying to get this out the way. But 24th in pass defense. Had me thinking top 10 defense. Well, you can't be top 10 when you're 24th in passing. See how that works? Don't get caught up in the numbers. Watch the tape. Watch what you see on the field. 24th in pass defense. You want to know why we're 24th in pass defense? Secondary. Todd Bowles. Carlton Davis. Still a good cornerback, but he's not a top 10 cornerback yet. Jamel Dean regressed. Murphy Button looking like Vernon Hargreaves. Jordan Whitehead. What this secondary is lacking is speed outside of Jamel Dean. We got length, but we don't have any speed. We don't have a Jalen Ramsey or Byron Jones or Xavier Howard. Shoot, like Xavier Rhodes. A Tre'Davious White. A Kyle Fuller. A Marshawn Lattimore. We don't have those type of cornerbacks. You know, it's lockdown. I'm in your grill cornerbacks. Carlton Davis is trying, but we see his limitations on the outside. Has length, but he don't have the speed. You see our safeties? Our safeties is Antoine Winfield Jr. is good. But he's good in the box right now. He's good with 10 yards in. He's struggling reading coverages right now. Remember, this is a whole collective unit. Mike Edwards. I ain't too much excited about Mike Edwards. I thought the secondary was fixed. 24th in pass defense. Todd Bowles, what are you doing covering Tyreek Hill one-on-one? If anything, you're going to beat me with Travis Kelce and Demarcus Robinson and Nicole Hartman and Sammy Watkins. You're not going to beat me with Tyreek Hill. So, folks, these next 4 games, you better pay attention to the secondary. Forget the run defense. Oh, we got top run defense. I don't care about that. It's a passing league. Passing the ball, you get points. Running the ball grinds out wins. Controls the clock. But to score points, you got to throw the ball. Unless the run defense is really trash. I mean, pass defense is really, really good. You don't throw on them. Right? But the Bucs defense strength is running the ball. But everybody in the NFL can see this. Throw the ball. To beat the Bucs. Now, every team is different. I'm talking about the Bucs. Now, you can't throw the ball on every team to beat them. That's not how it works. To beat the Bucs, you throw the ball. That's the weakness on defense. Attack the secondary. Attack the linebackers. They can't cover. Nobody can cover right now. Pass rush is suspect. Todd Bowles, you need to be held accountable too. See where I'm going with this? Arians, Brady, Todd Bowles, Carl. Everybody's getting held accountable. Nobody is excluded. I'm trying to teach y'all something. What's going on? What's up? Rams, Chiefs, Saints game. Go back and watch those games. You will be like, what in the world is going on in the secondary? Horrible. Unnecessary. Ask a 9. Ask a 10. Ask an 11. Ask whatever. However far you can go with that. But that's embarrassing. And it doesn't help when the pass rush is super inconsistent. Not inconsistent. Super inconsistent. The Bucs are a team. The Bucs are an average team. They're exactly what their records say. In the middle of the pack team. Despite all that talent. Middle of the pack. We've seen this before, folks. We've seen this is a replay. Just the difference between this year and previous years, going all the way back to 2009. The difference between previous years and this year is we have a better roster to overcome the major flaws on the team. We can beat bad teams, but teams over 500, why can't we beat them? I told y'all about that Panthers game. Oh yeah, Brady on sand, the Bucs and Ronald Jones and the Panthers game. I was not sold on it. Fool's gold. But anyway, I'm gonna bring on Travis here. He's been sitting here waiting and watching me running my damn mouth. I just wanted to get that off my chest in the locker room because I felt like I just needed to say that and trying to get you Bucs fans to understand. Do not follow the media narrative. Watch the tape. Watch the play calls, offensively and defensively. Watch the inconsistency in the secondary with the linebackers, with the pass rush, with Tom Brady, even Mike Evans. AB, they trying to force him the ball. The lack of running game. Brady is not the guy to carry the team. I told y'all this. It ain't about Brady. It's about the Tampa Bay Bucs and the media trying to make it about Tom Brady. I will not allow that on this channel. It is a team win, a team loss. There was no, well, they lost, but Tom Brady didn't. No, it's not how it works. This is an average team with a really good roster because of the inconsistency across the board. Anyway, let me bring Travis in here and let him speak. I just want to speak my mind.
What's going on, brother?
What's up, man? I'm in here, man.
Yeah.
Just a little frustrated. You know, just frustrated. Just listening to the media and the Bucs fans repeat what the media say and about only Arians.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Before I get started, what's going on, Bucks gang? What's going on, Sea Bandits? You already know who it is. Travis in the building. Well, I know we're all still hurting from that game. Well, maybe some of y'all are, but we knew what this game was going to be. You know what I mean? So check this out. I listened to what you said. I came in a little late. You did touch up on a lot of narratives that I had to going on. My first thing is when we had something going with this running game and we abandoned it yet again. This defense was something that we could have ran on. Ali Marpet's presence definitely was shown. And yet again, we saw a display of this terrible O-line, especially on the left side because of 76. Tell me, man, did you see it when Ali Marpet had to block his man and Donovan Smith's man, 76's man, like he was trying to part the sea, looking like Samson. I know that's two analogies, but looking like Samson, pushing them both out.
Frank Clark and Chris Jones.
Yes. But
two hands.
Two hands. And he managed to do it. I mean, he held, but he managed to do it.
Yeah, he did. It was a whole.
So you see what's happening on that left side, man.
Man, we've been talking about this, but that wasn't the narrative.
Oh, of course not. Of course not.
But
Um,
now that Brady's here, oh, it's a big deal.
oh yeah, of course. And something that I want to touch up on is when it comes to Aaron's using those rookies, they're like, okay, those are studies. But now you have a guy that has succeeded, somebody that has won, and then you see this offense look with a veteran, a true veteran. That's where it's getting the attention. But of course, that veteran is Brady.
Mm.
So that's something to keep in mind as well. I definitely believe there is not a lot of honesty coming out of that area because I was thinking, hey, we're looking good these first two drives. Our defense held them to three, a three and out, but yeah, we couldn't produce on offense.
Four three and
And
outs in a row.
no, I'm talking about our defense stopping the Chiefs.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, the defense.
You,
The deep. What? So think about this. The Chiefs scored 17 points in the first quarter. The Bucks held the Chiefs to 10 points the next three quarters.
yeah, but that first quarter got out of hand because you have Carlton Davis. Yes, he's our best corner, but he's not fast enough to cover man on Tyreek. And then Antoine Winfield didn't give him the help in time on both of those plays. And
That should have been
even
two plays
with
in the whole
that,
game.
those two interceptions definitely slowed us down. The
Big
fact
time.
that we lost by three shows that we have the ability to beat these teams, but we just have these slow starts that we shouldn't be having with this talent.
That's what it goes back to what I was
It's
telling you.
awful.
It's across the board. It's there's a huge disconnect with the team. Like it's I mean yeah it's a, yeah we see the Arians and Brady disconnect, but man nobody talking about Ty Bowles in the secondary. There's a
Yeah, man.
disconnect there.
It's the youth. It's the inexperience. And Todd Bowles' defense is just as difficult to learn as Bruce Arians' offense.
But this is his second year. Oh
Hey,
no,
oh, I agree. Oh,
everybody
I
got the
agree.
second
I'm not
year.
taking that back. I'm not taking that back. It is the second year,
Second
and
year for
so it
everybody
should be
except for
better.
Brady
But
and Antoine
as you
Winfield.
pointed out, they're regressing,
Yeah,
especially in the secondary unit. That's terrible. And in this day of football, it's a passing league now. It's not the same where you had to run the ball. Yes, a balanced attack helps, but when a team can easily pass on you, that's what they're going to do.
man. The teams don't have to run the ball on the Bucks. They just throw the ball. And it's remember I told y'all this. This does not apply to every team. You just can't throw the ball on every team. It doesn't work like that. But with the Bucks and their scheme, offensively and defensively, you like okay. The Bucks are young in the secondary. They're veterans up front, the front seven. They got veteran guys up front seven, so they know what they're doing in the front to stop the run. But their back end is super young, so I'm just gonna attack the secondary because people get caught up in the 74 yards per game rush defense. You don't have to run the ball on the Bucks to win.
Mhm. Yeah, it's just something that hasn't improved, especially this late in the season. And for us to say, "Oh, let's use this bye week to change the playbook," why? I know we had our bye week late in the season, but it's week 12. You're going to try to change it again when we're still not clicking on what we already have.
You know, so is my mic loud enough? So somebody
I
said
hear
my
you
mic was
fine,
low.
but that was yeah. I seen somebody say that.
Yeah, I turned my volume up. But it's just one of those things that one of the unique things about me is when I look at football games, in particular the Chiefs game, um, I always lay out you know pieces and crumbs and breadcrumbs in my preview video, and sometimes these things come to light. And one of the things I point out, I said, if the Bucks can hold the Chiefs to 30 points, they can win the game. And what did the Bucks do? Held them to under 30 points and still lost the game. What does that tell
And
you?
still, there's just not a key adjustments happening in time.
Across the board. And remember what I brought up, about 15 minutes ago, Tony Romo. All he did
Tony Romo
was
was
complain.
commentating everything on point about the coaching, everything that we all needed to see, and the fact that this was technically a national televised game because
It's
most of
prime time.
America
It's
saw
prime
it.
time. I don't. It was a
It was
prime
pretty
time
much a
game.
primetime game. Everybody got to see it.
And one of the
So
things that the Bucks is struggling with is I brought up this in the before the season started, and even in the Saints games. Continuity, it matters. It matters big time. That's the difference between the Saints and the Bucks,
oh
the
yeah,
Packers and the Bucks, the Chiefs and the Bucks, the Ravens. I mean, the Steelers and the Bucks, the Bills and the Bucks. Even the Colts and the continuity matters.
Oh yeah.
Continuity matters. You could throw a all-star team together all you want to. But when it ain't working, it ain't working. And you
No.
can, no matter how much you try to adjust and force it, it just sometimes. This is why when it comes to drafting people, when it comes to drafts and signing free agents, you got to make sure that's meshing together. It makes sense. Brady coming here never made sense as far as a offensive scheme perspective with Arians. It never made sense. So people shouldn't be surprised that Brady is struggling in certain areas in Bruce Arians' offense. Now, he's not playing bad across the board. Let's get that clear. 25 touchdowns, or 27, and 11 interceptions, something like that. And he's looked good in the red zone. Looks really good
Yeah.
in the red zone. Top
Well, with those
top
big
five in the red
weapons you
zone, I think.
have, you should be that great in the red zone. In the red zone.
Right, yeah, you should be great. It should be no excuses if you don't not great in the red zone. He's looking good in certain areas as far as analytics and advanced analytics and stuff like that. But then there's some key areas that he doesn't look good in. And the areas that he doesn't look good in matters in this offense. You know what I'm saying? And people got to understand when you put this team together, you had to look at it from a bird's eye view. You had to look at it like, does it make sense? It never did. From a coaching and a quarterback standpoint, and how the team was set up, and you throw him in there, and you say, hey, running no risk and no biscuit. They tried that the first game of the season, and they had to scale it back. Now Bruce it's pretty obvious. He's made adjustments to Brady. He's clearly done that. He's scaled it back. Because I told you this. It's not the full no risk and no biscuit. He scaled it back because the tight end receptions has increased percentage wise and catching wise, and the running back catches has increased this year.
Because that's what Brady does.
Right, because that's Brady. 20-year veteran. There's no comparison to any quarterback. He's one of the GOATs at the position. So, comparing any quarterback to Brady, you can only compare a few of them. So, yeah, I don't know why people like to compare, quarterbacks to Brady unless they are in his at his level. So any other quarterback that's not at his level, you can't compare them. It doesn't make any sense. You're making yourself like a fool doing that. So Brady coming in this offense, you knew the interceptions were going to go. They was going to drop completely.
Yeah.
Like that was a no-brainer. So that is a thanks Captain Obvious. You know what I'm saying? When people try, what the interceptions are down. Yeah, that's Tom Brady. Like, thanks Captain Obvious. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
And they be saying it like they making, well, I told y'all. It's Tom Brady, fam. Like, you sound real childish. No. I even said it before the season over. The interceptions are going to cut way down because how Brady thinks. The fact that he's 20 years in the game and he's seen a lot of defenses. Unfortunately, this season he's running an offense, not 100%, but about 70, 65% of it. That is not his strength. But everybody knew this with a football brain. I didn't get caught up. I didn't get googly at it when we signed him. I told y'all this. I never got googly at it. Fast forward to week 12, we're 7-5 with this roster. It's a disappointment.
And it comes down to chemistry. It comes down to knowledge, and it comes down to everybody being in sync. And when you have one coach that's not playing to your quarterback's strength, that's what's going to hurt your team. And when you're also paying that person in a bad light, that's making your team look bad.
And sometimes the media can create turmoil within the team. Like, they tell you what's going on, what they think what's going on, right? But we don't know what's really going on. We kind of got an idea. Like, yeah, you can cover it up all you want to, but when you read the body languages of the receivers, particularly, I always look at Mike Evans. The team. His body language is so bad. Like, it seems like he's always pouting.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell he's not happy with how the season's going for him. He can sit there and say, I'm a team player. That's great. Everybody's a team. The Bucs they got guys that got good character outside of AB.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it 100. So, but when it comes to play on the field, his body language is so bad at times. It's like, yo, what are you doing, Mike Evans? Like,
you can tell he's frustrated.
Yeah, he gets frustrated in this office because the adjustments that he had to make with a new quarterback, and it's not working. It works in the red zone. What, 10
Yeah,
touchdowns in the red zone? Like, that's
yeah.
great.
When we make it within the 20, I expect 6.
Right. So Mike Evans has become a red zone target, and that's where you make your money at. Well, so it kind of sort of, you know what I'm saying, as far as a receiver, in the totality of things, Mike Evans' season has been, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So you can see how he's looking at the situation like, man, we should be better than this. But he needs to set a better example to the rest of the guys, because coming on looking at the Bucks team is, when you look at the Bucks team, you say, okay, who's the leader of the team, right? You say, okay, this is let's exclude Brady, right? We already know what it
Yeah,
is.
because he's not a long time Buck anyway.
Right. We excluding Brady and Gronkowski. We're not in the AB. We're not looking at them. Or Leonard Fournette. We're looking at the Bucks, the true Buck players, like they've been here through the struggle.
Mike Evans, Levante David.
Right. Ali Marpet.
That's my top two.
Right. Ali Marpet, Levante David, Mike Evans. You got to look at those guys. And when he comes on the field and he doesn't get the ball, or the ball is not thrown a proper way, or he misses a route, or he runs the wrong route, he tends to let it be shown with his body language. And I be watching him because I'm a Mike Evans fan. I'm a receiver. I'm a receiver guy, so I'm always watching him and Chris Godwin. And I'll be like,
Yeah.
Mike Evans, man, you could stop sulking. Like, he be sulking all the time. Like, you seen the one clip when they showed him on the sideline when Brady came to talk to him?
Yeah,
And
after
he was
that
like,
interception.
yeah, he was like, I'm like, oh my
Yeah,
gosh,
Mike
man.
was just looking at the field, and even my wife was watching it with me, and she was saying Mike looks pissed, and
Yeah,
I'm like he wants that catch. He wants, and then he got it later on, but at that point in time, you don't know if you're gonna get another shot again.
right. And it's just like and the reason we get a lot of attention because of Brady, and I get that, but the expectations coming into the season with games like this that we just saw against the Chiefs and the Rams and the Saints, these last 3 to 4 games, those were supposed to be you were supposed to win those games. You know what I'm saying? Like, with the roster that we have. So to
Oh
see the
yeah,
team perform the way it did against the Chiefs was like, what? Like, this can't be life.
yeah. I
There's some
mean,
parallel universe.
Even the Rams game, it was the same thing.
Yeah, and these are a lot of things I've spoke on in the off season before the season start. I was like, watch for this, and make sure that and the running game matters. It's like, wait a minute, Ronald Jones is running the ball pretty good this year. He's basically got the job. I was like, by week 5 or 6, for maybe week 8, Fournette will kind of like take over, whatever. But Ronald Jones has been the hot hand the whole season, but yet we still see Fournette taking some carries away. And I'm like, and then Arians come out and say, well, we got to run. Ronald Jones got to get 20 touches. Well, duh. Like, you should have been on that. So we got a super chat here. T Smitty 3000.
Oh,
Appreciate the
that's
super chat.
that's my boy Bias.
Tobias. Shouts out to you. He says, yeah, Brady's numbers look good, but look at them versus good teams this season. Numbers not good. Chiefs took the foot off the gas. The media won't say it. That's a good point, man. T Smitty, Tobias. It just felt like the Chiefs was in control the entire game. It just felt like even if the Bucks would have scored a touchdown, I think the Chiefs would have been like, all right,
They
it's
would have attacked
over.
our weakness again and got the lead
Right.
right back.
And it just felt like, because the first quarter was the telltale of the game. It was like, if the Chiefs really wanted to really get it in, they could have really got it in. Like, Mahomes missed a throw to Hardman that
Yeah,
would have put it up to 34. It was a blatant misthrow. It was like, whoa. And they didn't even it was blown coverage. And Patrick Mahomes threw the ball behind Nico Hardman. That would have been 88 out the gate.
hmm
So the score should have been a lot worse. But to what Tobias said is, you can see the Chiefs for some strange reason get in the mud, and I'm not
they got
discrediting the Bucks
soft.
defense. I'm not taking it away from the Bucks defense, because they played better as the game went along. But you always felt like at any moment the Chiefs really wanted to get it in, they can get it in. There was no threat of the Chiefs was not worried about the Bucks scoring because they can score. The
Yeah.
Chiefs know who they are. The Chiefs know, man, the Bucks score, we can score. And
Though
then
even Romo acknowledged it. He said they played too deep because they respected our running game. So they're like, hey, we're just gonna stop you from scoring. We're gonna let you go
right,
the yards you want. That's how much they were comfortable against our offense. Pat McAfee said the most realistic thing. Tampa Bay is one of the most consistent, inconsistent teams
yeah, and
because
that's a fact.
you just never know what you're gonna get. But with this roster and what they're capable of, you expect them to win these games.
Right.
But when they go out there and perform, you're like, what's going on? You
Well,
don't
think
know
about
what's
this.
happening.
Steve Spagnuolo, the D coordinator for the Kansas City Chiefs. Now we know about Steve Spagnuolo with the Giants, defensive coordinator with the Super Bowl against the Patriots, 2007. We know about Steve Spagnuolo with Strahan and Justin Tuck and all of them back in the day. Now, if you look at the Chiefs pass rush, it's not that great outside of Frank Clark and Chris Jones. They're not
Hmm.
that deep, but
Correct.
they had a lot of pressure. They didn't get a lot of sacks, but they got a lot of pressure on Brady. A
Because everybody
lot.
knows Brady does not like pressure, especially
And
from what
and
he's used to in New England.
and excuse me, but some of that pressure did affect him in the game in certain moments. And sometimes people will say, well, the sacks ain't there, but the pressures and the hits were there. That's the underlaying, not the overlay, the underlay of things. Sometimes people get caught up in those sacks, but and I know I can say that about Shaq Barrett. Shaq Barrett has a lot of pressures, right? He has a lot of
Yep.
pressures. He had a momentum changing sack fumble.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That was more that pretty much kept us in the game. That's the reason why the game was 27-24. That moment
Yeah.
right there.
That definitely put us in the game. And I do notice a lot of times when we do get a turnover, we do get that spark of momentum, but our
Mm-hmm.
offense cannot continue it. And
It's
something that will
inconsistent.
it's inconsistent, but something that is very important in this game is once you get that momentum, you have to keep it. You have to keep that electric feeling to keep going. And when this offense can't do that, you're just like, oh, there goes that big breath of fresh air you had.
Yeah, I mean it's
Take
like
them right back.
it's kind of one of those situations where when you watch the Chiefs, even when they had the lead and they punted the ball back to the Bucks, right?
Yeah,
And you would think like, oh, that's Tom Brady with 4 minutes and some change left.
plenty of
He
time.
never do that.
And
That's game time. I
you
even
know,
said I was like, oh, they gave. Oh, it's about to be. Oh, that's a mistake.
mhm.
And the Bucks could not finish the drive. They choked. That drive right there that could have won the game choked. And then you give the ball back to the Chiefs. I'm like, when they gave the ball back to the Chiefs, I was like, this is trouble.
Well, we scored before we gave it back when it was 27-24. We just didn't stop them.
Right. No saying when we gave it back to him, I was like, this is
Okay.
trouble.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
at the end of the game, the last drive, I was like, this is trouble. We got Patrick Mahomes and his escapability, and it showed at that drive. He escaped, made plays with his feet, and
Hmm.
he didn't do that the whole game. He
No,
did it
but
in the
he does that
crucial
when he
moment.
needs to. Those
He
clutch
did it.
moments.
A underrated skill of Patrick Mahomes is his escapability. Like it is
Mhm.
like, how the hell did he get away from that? Like it's
His
weird.
scramble ability. He can
It's like
backpedal like
awkward.
nobody.
It's like
He can.
awkward. He's not fast. You know what I'm saying? It's an
He's a
awkward.
goofy runner.
He just knows how to get out of the sacks and get out of pressures and backpedal. And in that last drive, I was like, okay, the Bucks gonna ramp up the pressure, right? They got about 3 tanks of energy, 3 reserve tanks of energy for this moment because they know we get the
Yeah.
ball back, we give it back to Brady. Let's ramp up the pressure.
At
And
least tie it up.
the minute the Bucks did that, Mahomes was like, oh, let me step up in the pocket, slide right, and scramble first down. I was like, oh my gosh.
And
Then
it
he
was
did
like
it
an
again.
option play. So he
Yeah.
faked it and then he ran
I was
up.
like,
And like he juked out Levante and another guy, I think White too. I think he juked
yeah,
both our
yeah. I was
linebackers out
like,
and
oh my god, we can't stop this dude. Like you could tell the Bucks was playing super aggressive,
oh
overly
yeah.
aggressive because they
At that
knew,
point,
yeah, they knew they was like, we got to make a play. And Patrick Mahomes, cool, calm, and collected, used his legs to extend drives, and then the play that got the first down to end the game was a roll out to the left. And if you watch the nuances of Patrick Mahomes, real slick. Now, Devin White was in his throwing lane. Devin White was in his throwing lane. He ran up and threw the ball around Devin White to Tyreek Hill for the first down. Game over.
yep.
So it brought Devin White up to give him enough room to throw the ball kind of like around his arm to Tyreek Hill to give him a throwing lane. That's how smart Patrick Mahomes is. His legs on that drive won them the game.
His mobility.
It just killed that drive. Any other quarterback would have been in trouble.
Oh yeah,
Except
especially
Russell
somebody
Wilson.
not mobile.
Except
Well,
Russell Wilson.
yeah, Russell Wilson, Lamar, the
Lamar,
mobile
Kyler
one,
Murray,
the
but
mobile quarterbacks, the young ones.
yeah, but see what the league go. It just goes back to things I've been saying. It is what it is, right? At some point,
Yeah,
the Bucks gonna realize this in 2022, 2023. Like, we gotta get one of those guys. We gotta get a guy with get some legs, a young stud. I don't want to see a 46-year-old Brady with the Bucks. I don't want to see that.
this
Gotta
veteran quarterback play is something that we can't do anymore. I know that's what Tampa was known for, but we can't do that
we
anymore.
can't be the only team in the NFL with a 45, 46-year-old quarterback. Can't be doing that.
No.
Every team pretty much will have a young quarterback except for I think Big Ben will come back and Rodgers will come back.
Yeah.
Phillip Rivers maybe.
Maybe he has a 1-year deal right now.
Right, 1-year deal. So outside of those guys, look at the quarterbacks. Look at the
Yeah.
So
They have people to build with.
We're
Well,
gonna be the only team
starting over. Truly.
because the Saints got Drew Brees and he's out of here. They're going younger.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna be and Matt Ryan is what 37.
Sounds about right.
So you mean to tell me we're going to be, it's 32 teams in the NFL. We're going to be one of the, 3 or 4 teams in the NFL with a quarterback over 37?
In their 40s.
We're going to be the only team.
We're going to be the only team.
The only team in the NFL with a quarterback over 40.
Yeah, that's the caliber.
That's the Bucks, though. That's the Bucks.
Yeah, that's it. We've never built a quarterback. We've always just picked one up for a couple of years for veteran play.
And that's just everybody else. We're gonna watch we're gonna watch the Lamar Jacksons. We're gonna watch the Kyler Murrays, the Russell Wilsons. We're gonna watch the Josh Allens, and we're gonna watch the
Josh Allen's still like, I don't see it, but he makes it happen.
But you get what I'm saying. But we're gonna see all these young quarterbacks continue to evolve in their 20s. Patrick Mahomes, Deshaun Watson. We're gonna see all these quarterbacks just develop. Meanwhile,
go ahead. Sorry.
Meanwhile, we got 44-year-old Tom Brady. No future. It's the Bucks. It's just what we do. It's just what we do.
And I don't know any quarterbacks coming after this draft to be looking at
the 2020
2022.
I don't see it. I don't see it right now. But 2021 is loaded.
Oh yeah, but that's not us. And last year's draft had a lot of quarterbacks that were drafted late because I believe Indy has that quarterback from Washington.
Yeah, Jacob Eason.
Yeah.
I wasn't.
So I wasn't either. Even at Georgia, I was like, And you let Jack Fromm pick that job? Says a lot.
Yeah. So and then now this 2021. I know, folks. I know we're a little off tangent, but
yeah.
It's kind of like ties into everything what with Patrick Mahomes, right? But 2021 draft class 6-7 deep. Probably should get one of those guys. Like, I don't give a damn about how Brady feel about the shit. Excuse my language. Get one of those young guys.
Forgot. You forgot. We got Josh Rosen.
I don't care.
I know. I don't know. I was messing with you. I don't see it either.
You Josh Rosen fans? You Bucks fans that Josh Rosen fans? Let me get real close to the camera. Trash. Utterly trash. I don't care what you say about Josh Rosen. Trash. He ain't it.
No, I didn't see the hype in college. I didn't see him being a top 10. I was just like, I don't see it in this guy. So when we signed him, I'm like, for no risk and no biscuit, it will make sense. But I don't see him for the future.
No. You take one of the young quarterbacks, you find a way to get one in the first, second. First round O lineman. Maybe second, third, like trade back into that. You find a way to get one of those guys. It's about 5 or 6 of them. You find a way to get one of them. You just find a way. Because
with this offensive line, we need a mobile quarterback.
Right, we need a quarterback with some mobility. You know what I'm saying? Young stud, and And I know Brady might get in his feelings, but I don't care. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. So we got a super chat. Exclusive Garvey says, this is a very bad time to be good. Think about it. We're gonna need a quarterback. We be good this season, and next that means bad picks with Jason Light.
Oh
Oh
man.
boy, Jesus.
So
Well,
TB
exclusive
Rays
Garvey.
fan actually listed all the quarterbacks coming out.
Oh yeah, here we go. Exclusive Garvey. Appreciate the super chat. So here's the
Appreciate
here's the
that, Exclu.
quarterbacks for 2021, folks. Here's the quarterbacks for 2021. So you mean to tell me we can't get one of them? Oh, don't forget about Brock Purdy too, from Iowa State.
Yeah, Iowa State.
I like him. I do. I watched him. I like him. Very savvy guy. Got legs. Got foot. You know, he got the
He
he got
plays in the pro
footwork.
style too, right?
Yeah, pro style. Iowa State. Matt Campbell,
Yeah, okay.
a
I
future
thought
NFL
so.
coach.
I thought so. I thought that was that type of offense.
Yeah. So yeah. So that's what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So there's 9 if you include Brock Purdy.
It's
That's
9.
9 quarterbacks. 9. That's going to be under. All those guys are under 24. We don't want to be the only team with no future. See how that works, folks? So remember, it goes back to what I told y'all. And for you Bucks fans that, oh, it's not Super Bowl or bust. You mean to tell me this season, 5 primetime games, loaded roster, jersey sales, all this stuff, we're just trying to get playoffs. What world are you living in? We don't have time for Brady and the rest of the team to figure it out. It is now or never. Period.
Now we're back to what we're used to.
Super Bowl or bust. Period. Get on the train. Get with the program. Because I'm telling y'all right now, on this channel, if the Bucks don't get to the Super Bowl, it's going to be a dark, dark day on Bucko's locker.
Oh yeah.
It's going to be ugly. And you do
Yeah.
not want to miss that. You do not want to miss that one.
Y'all know how we feel about coaches we don't like when they get fired.
And you know, here's a ripple effect if the Bucks don't make it to the Super Bowl. It's not gonna be this, well, wait till next season. It's gonna be like, well, what changes need to be made? That's what's gonna happen. Some heads gotta fall. Because the expectations were so high. Now Arians tried to throw a little caveat. Well, you know, y'all crowned us to go to the Super Bowl. Well, look at the moves you made.
Mm-hmm.
You brought a 6-time champion 9 times to the Super Bowl on the team.
Somebody very
AB,
familiar with the playoffs.
Gronkowski, Leonard Fournette, upgraded the right tackle, added Rob Gronkowski, AB, drafted Antoine Winfield. So 2020 Bucks is better than the 2019, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. You see how I'm going with this? This is the best Bucks team on paper, since when? 2002? Because that was more of a complete team, like offensive, defensively, right? You know what I'm saying? Like it had the ingredients for a Super Bowl run. Defense. I might be getting too far of myself because, you know, the defense did kind of like really in 2002, like, you know, with a little bit of better offense. But sometimes when you go all in on one side of the ball and you forget about the other side, this is the results. No veteran cornerback in the secondary, no veteran safety kind of back there to kind of settle those guys in. You get what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, did the Bucks make a mistake and put all the chips in on the offensive side and forgot about the defensive side? Like, in the secondary specifically? Like, did you think the Bucks just went a little bit overboard with the offensive setup? He said no. So you think every move they made sense?
I think the moves made sense, but the execution didn't. You know, like the one thing that we needed to do that I wish we did, especially with what our problems have been, especially on protecting Brady, was addressing left tackle. And when we didn't get Trent Williams, I was thinking,
Mm.
what are you doing? You signed all these other people. Why not get the protection, a veteran protect, somebody that's experienced at protecting the left side?
That was a big miss.
That was a
Absolute
huge
miss.
miss. But you went out of your way to get AB eventually. You signed Fournette.
Nine point
What?
five million dollars Gronkowski.
But you were trying to protect Brady, right? But
I,
you trusted number 76.
I would have went O
Okay.
line. I would have went. I would have drafted two O linemen, first round, third round, instead of Keyshawn Vaughn. I would have got an O lineman.
Yeah, because Keyshawn Vaughn hasn't seen the field,
It's pointless.
what, since the Giants game, Chicago game?
I don't know. I can name 6, 7 rookie running backs. I can name 3 or 4 of them that was drafted after him doing really good. Like, what are we doing? Like, why are we missing? Whatever. That's a whole. We should have got an O lineman or D lineman in the third round. I don't. It is what it is, man. But so we about to switch gears now and bring on a couple people. I know we've been running our mouth for a minute, so we're gonna bring on a few people to kind of talk about how they feel about the game and whatever they feel about. Cause we are in the locker room, but we should have got that left tackle though. You're right about that. I can agree with you on that one, definitely. So the link is in the chat room. So if you want to come in and give your speech or give your thoughts on not I want to say speech, give your thoughts on the Chiefs game and all the backlash that Arians is getting. He's being bullied by the media.
About
They talk
time.
about firing Arians and it's not working. Get rid of it, all because of one guy. Let that sink in. So, yikes. So,
Somebody said they got 2-page paper on everything they saw wrong. Well, this may be the place to share it.
right. I got like a 2-page paper. So
Yeah, you see that? That's what I was talking about. He got an essay.
he been keeping track of everything, huh? I've been keeping track of
Practicing his capstone project.
yeah, capstone dissertation. We might need to bring him on it so we can hear it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, once again, folks, if you want to come on into the locker room, we got somebody in
Grizz.
it's one of the shooters, I believe.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it's Grislow.
Hey guys, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, man. What's
Go
going
ahead,
on?
man.
What's up?
What's
What
going on,
up?
Grislow?
Not much, not much. Just been chilling.
This your first time in the locker room, man.
No, remember I was in here when you were with Tampa too.
Oh, so that was a long time ago.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, in the locker room now.
Man,
I
we
just
know who
want to
this
say,
is.
Shaq Barrett's been really quiet.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean, well, he showed up. Well, he showed up in the Chiefs game with that one play, and then after that, I didn't hear anything else from him. But I mean,
no,
he's
I
only
just think like we have no speed when we rush at all. Like JPP and Shaq are just very slow in my opinion to get to anywhere. Like
and
Sue makes it there more than Ben too.
true. I mean, like the problem with our D line is we don't have a young stud or a couple of them. We're not as deep as other teams. We're not 6 deep. We're not 8 deep. We're not even 7 deep. You know what I'm saying? So we have a lack of depth at the on the D line. It's either JPP or Shaq Barrett or bust. Unfortunately, we don't have a young Josh Allen or Chase Young or Jeffrey Simmons. We don't have that type of guy on the D line, and that's hurting the Bucks too in a lot of areas.
Well, we lost
Any
that guy
rushers?
with Vea being hurt.
And that hurt too.
That's
I
true.
mean, it hurt as far as pushing the pocket up the middle, but Vita wasn't really getting sacks though.
No. But he was applying that pressure up the middle. So that
Yeah,
flushes the quarterback out the pocket.
we need like as far as up the middle, we needed like a Jeffrey Simmons or Jarrell Casey, DeForest Buckner, or, Eric Armstead type guy, Chris Jones, that type of pass rusher up the middle, like that in the middle. We need one of those guys next to Villa.
Yeah. Well, if we do that, they would be an end if we're going to continue this 3-4.
Right.
Because remember, Vea is a nose.
We need We need a really good 5 technique. Or
Well,
Bradley
maybe
Chubb.
if we started blitzing Devin and Levante more because that seems to work out a lot
They stopped
too.
doing that.
They stopped doing it, and that was the only blitz that worked.
Like remember the scheme when Bulls did the Devin
Raiders
White
game.
and Levante David. Yeah, the Raiders game. The Levante David and the Devin White on the edge, and moved
Mhm.
JPP and Shaq Barrett to the inside. You get your best pass rushers on the line.
That's true. And like JPP's getting interceptions when he drops in the coverage, which is
Yeah,
also like really funny to me. And it's like if we use Devin and Levante, we could get that speed and kind of apply more pressure.
I think
Since
they.
everyone's like one's like roaming and whatnot,
Right,
JPP and Shaq can't chase down quarterbacks.
right,
It's
right.
they can't do it. They're too slow.
I mean, he needs to like mix that part up. I actually enjoyed that lineup with Levante and Devin White on the outside as outside linebackers, and JPP and Shaq Barrett slide into the inside, and Ndamukong Suh or William goes directly in the middle of the zero technique, and you get after the quarterback. Like you got to start applying some pressure because we're gonna get picked apart. You got to help the secondary out one way or another. You know, if you leave the secondary back there, it's gonna get ugly.
Yeah, and especially like the last draft class with like the cornerbacks, like kind of going off topic a little bit. But
Mm-hmm.
Jason Light is kind of showing his true colors at trying to draft talent
Right.
Hmm.
because
This
they
team.
were good their first year, but then now they've like regressed and our veteran corner is a third year, and it's like, what's the you know?
Yeah, we made some decisions. I mean, we drafted for the future, and the future is now. That's the disconnect right there. Like the team is built to win now because when you add the pieces you add, you got to win now because the roster is gonna look different next year. Like go look at the contract situation with the Bucks and the salary cap being decreased, shrinking what $5-10 million. The team is gonna look different. And for those of you that don't understand how this works, if you think this exact same team coming back next year, you are out of your freaking mind.
No. Let's shout out the super chat from Allen Robinson.
Oh
Touched
yeah.
up on the running game as I did earlier, or I believe you did as well. And Rojo, top 5 rusher, only 9 carries. Come on now.
That's
And that's
ridiculous.
something. It's ridiculous. That goes to play calling, and apparently nobody wants to have the ownership on who's calling it because Bruce is saying Tom is calling it. Do you really think Tom is calling running plays?
Did BA take the thing from Byron? Because BA's been holding the play sheet.
Well,
Yeah,
apparently,
I saw that in the chat.
apparently Brian said that Tom's calling plays.
Well, no, what it is Tom picks the plays that he like, and they call them.
Okay, there it is. That explains that. But
Well, I mean, but
Allen
he's
Robinson,
calling the plays
shout out to the
from
super chat.
yeah, but he's calling the plays from BA's playbook, right? So it's kind of like hard
It's up
because
to
like
you.
everything he's calling is in BA's playbook, so it's kind of like hard to call those plays since most of those plays just don't really work anymore.
So basically, Brady is picking from like 65 to 70% of Arians' plays that he likes. Like he looks at Arians' playbook and say, okay, I like these plays in your playbook, and I need these plays for me, like my style. So you can see the mix between the two, but there's more of plays that he's choosing from Arians' playbook that he likes specifically, that he feels comfortable, that he feels comfortable doing. But he also has a package where this is my play for these situations. That's in my
Yeah.
opinion, though.
And then people are like saying that if we don't make the Super Bowl this year, BA could go. We could like pick up Josh McDaniels or something.
I did hear
Right.
about that from that was a suggestion with the Pat McAfee. They're saying why not bring his offensive coordinator with these weapons we have because of the damage he can do.
Well, I mean
Yeah.
that's a major damage we can do with Josh McDaniel, Eric the enemy. But I'm telling you right now, if this doesn't go well, if this goes sour, Grislow, I'm gonna say this, and I know we got some people behind you. We got actually about 3 more
Yeah.
people,
Yeah.
but if Grislow, if this goes sour, what do you think is going to happen? Like if this goes sour,
What do I think is going to happen? What I think should.
I mean, what's your opinion on what could happen if this goes sour? If the Bucks just go like 7-9-7,
Me
squeeze into playoffs.
personally, I feel like BA will stay another year only because I don't think the Glazers really care that much towards the team, but more for money purposes,
Mm-hmm.
in my opinion. And
Okay.
but I really do feel like BA should get out the door. And I would not mind if Todd Bowles kind of went with him because Todd has been really questionable these last couple of games with his adjustment situation. and that's just my opinion. And we should like pick up like Eric or something, like Eric the Enemy.
Okay, that makes sense. I mean, like, but this is one of those things that I want people to keep an eye on as far as what possibly can be on the horizon. But Rizlo, I appreciate you
Thanks for having me on.
coming into the locker room and speaking your mind, man. We like to hear the veterans, the bandits, the diehards come in and speak their minds. So appreciate you coming in,
Appreciate
man.
it. Thank
Keep
you.
supporting the channel and keep shooting.
Yep.
Thanks, Chris.
Yep.
All right, next we got Big Bucks, we got Exclusive Garvey and Tobias. Your guy Travis. He's coming in. He's the last one. You see him in there. But
All right.
we're gonna go to Big Bucks. Welcome to the locker room. One of the regulars. He has a really good insight on some things. So let's hear it.
What's up, man?
What's going on, boss?
Not much. Let me just jump straight to the point. What is our identity?
That's what everybody's asking right now.
I mean, what is it like with all of these weapons? We can't do nothing. If we like Rojo has shown since the last 6 games of 2019, he should be the feature back. But BA continues to pull him and want to put Fournette in there for some reason, and I'm just like, you see, this man has earned the shot to go over, see what he can do an entire drive, first, second, third down until he messes up. It's like every week BA hopes he messed up so he has a reason to pull him, and that's just got to stop. Like I said, as far as the defense, the secondary, we've all seen that it's regressed big time, but I just don't get how they regress that fast though. Now the exception is Tyreek Hill. I mean, who's locked him down since he's been in the league? Let's. So I'm gonna back off Carlton Davis just a little bit. Okay, the man runs 4-1, so I mean that's hard to pick up. But I also feel like how you don't have a safety over the top with that man. We know they're gonna go deep. But as far as bringing in Josh McDaniels with this team, I don't think so. Because no Patriot coach has ever been successful when they left New England. Nobody. Well, I take it back. Eric Mangini, he's the only one that's had a winning season in the playoff appearance. But this team is not going to be the same next year because, like I said, AB's gone because he's a one-year deal. Grunt, one-year deal. He's retiring. I mean, I've been saying since we traded for him, that was a money grab. But I would like to see him get involved more in the red zone. But I mean, the question is Chris Godwin going to even be back next year?
Well, the one thing, I'm gonna jump in right quick. I'm gonna test my mic sound. When people say my mic is too low. But the one thing you brought up is with the New England's coaching staff or coaching tree from Belichick. Well, the only two that actually worked out was Bill O'Brien didn't do a bad job. He actually got to the playoffs and he won some games.
Well, he was already built when he got there, though. You got to take that into consideration because he took it over from Gary Kubiak.
But Flores and Vrabel turned out to be really good. So
yeah, but Tennessee was winning before he took over the head coaching job.
Tennessee wasn't as good before he got there.
Vrabel made a huge difference.
Though. The squad, the foundation was in place with as DC.
No, the foundation was.
It was Mariota.
Mariota was the
quarterback.
We're
not even talking about the quarterback. I'm saying he's on the defense, but
Vrabel, what Vrabel did was Mike Vrabel, he improved the team chemistry on how to be a team. Like Tennessee was discombobulated. Tennessee was all over the place, right? They didn't believe in the quarterback. The rest of the team, they didn't believe in the quarterback. Like it held them back. And the minute Vrabel get there and they make that change. Remember, when coaching is not just about picking the players, it's about making the right decisions too. Right. And this is the problem that what Arians have. He's having a problem making the right decisions. You can have all the players you want.
His ego gets in the way too much.
Look at Brian Flores down in Miami. Who thought of Miami would be 7-4? Who thought that? Who thought he's building a roster?
Right.
He's building that. That's a Belichick disciple. You know what I'm saying? Like
especially with all those trades he did and then drafts he
thought
did.
About the future. He thought about the future.
He looks like a genius. He looks like a
he drafted like what, 2 cornerbacks or 3 quarterbacks in the first round. And then he picked up some in free agency.
Yeah, he sounds.
It was
It
like,
was,
whoa,
yeah,
Byron Jones. He
Byron
signed
Jones,
Byron
and
Jones.
then he
yeah,
drafted 2 or 3 in the first round,
They
something
still
like
got
that.
picks this year. They got picks in
Yeah, and
2021 too.
they got early picks because of trades.
Yep, smart move. I
So
wish the Bucks can think like
he's
that.
playing chess.
Like
I
Bucks
mean,
got out
well,
now. I would say this though: the Bucks do have an opportunity to kind of do that in a way and still go. They got some pieces on the team that they can make some moves if they think about the future. It's decisions. But going back to what Big Buck said is about the team is the chemistry, the continuity, and this is what separates us from tier 1, and then we're tier 2, middle of tier 2. We're average team.
well, let me ask you this: with the next 4 games, how do you guys feel about that? Because I thought it was going to be a cakewalk, but now I'm looking at it. Minnesota got Jacksonville. Got to put them at 6-6, and they come to Tampa next Sunday. That's going to be, hey, they beat us. They're going to have the tiebreak over us. And with the exception of Green Bay, do we own any other tiebreakers?
So let me say this, Big Bucks, and I'm gonna let Travis take this back because I don't do predictions that far out because you know how I am.
Oh,
I'm gonna
well,
let Travis
I'm
take that,
just
but
saying,
I'm gonna say
are you
this.
confident? I'm just saying, are you guys confident the next 4 weeks, or are you kind of like, wait a minute, like
I'm gonna
this
say this.
ain't?
I'm gonna say this. Matter of fact, if you don't mind, Big Bucks, this we're gonna do a little something different, Travis. Let me see if I can. Let me see something. I don't know if I can do this. This might be a limitation here, but oh, I can get 4 in the game. Good. So we got 4. We got exclusive Garvey and Big Bucks. So I'm doing something different today. Try something different. You know, 4 in the locker room right now. Locker room getting a little crowded, but hey, let's see if this works.
So it's gonna be like
Exclusive
a real
Garvey.
locker room now.
Right. We trying to turn up a little bit. So we got exclusive Garvey and Big Bucks. Y'all, you know what I'm saying? Introduce yourselves, whatever, you know. I'm pretty
Big
sure y'all know
Buck,
each other,
what's
but
up, man? What's up,
What's
Travis?
happening, man?
What's up,
but
Isaiah?
What's up,
what's up,
Scloo?
man? So to
What's
address
up to all the
Big Bucks,
all the real bandits in the chat
yes
room? How
indeed.
y'all doing?
Yeah, someone said a Fantastic Four. So Big Bucks. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna let Travis kind of go a little bit deeper. All I'm gonna say is with the next 4 games, this might sound crazy. You better not lose one.
That's where I'm at.
You better not lose one. I'm gonna leave it like that. Travis, you can take that.
Mm-mm-mm.
So see, that's what you that's and this goes with my prediction because I did say after this Chiefs games I saw us going 11-5. And when it comes to these division rivalry games, they're always unpredictable because something that someone pointed out is when you play against a division rivalry, you know the players, you know their speed, you know their weaknesses, and we're playing the Falcons within 3 weeks. So after
Yeah,
that first game, we have 2 weeks to get adjusted to what we didn't do right the first game. They're doing the same thing.
3 games.
Yeah, 3 games. So we got the
Three look,
Falcons, Lions,
three
and
games
Falcons
without a
again.
head coach.
3 games without a head coach.
Three
But
three of them.
yeah, that's right because the Lions lost a coach.
Yeah.
So this is
yeah,
gonna show a whole. This is gonna show a real serious situation right now. Because if Bruce can't get it together with these 3 games against a interim coach, that says a lot right there. Now I think the Vikings will be
yeah,
the last competitor because they're like a playoff worthy team. But once you take out Dalvin, that takes away part of their
yeah,
offense. But
yeah,
Dalvin's a beast. But then you
yeah,
got Justin
definitely.
Jefferson coming up, Adam
Thielen is a
Thielen
beast
coming
too.
up.
Yep.
I mean, Alan Thielen's not coming up; he's already there. But Justin Jefferson's coming up
Yeah.
Yeah.
for sure.
Well,
So
let me ask you, this is
that's
my
gonna be a
last
good
thing.
matchup.
This is my last thing, and I'll let y'all go. Isaiah, you pointed to that anybody we face after week 8 is going to be a problem. What are your thoughts on that? Because it's after 8 weeks, I thought we would have had it together,
Well,
and
yeah.
it's still like they're trying to find the right mix in the offense. Like they don't know if they want
Well,
to go no risk it, no biscuit, or do they want to run dink and dunk New England? Like I mean, what are they seeing that we can see? What are they not seeing? I mean, I can clearly see we can't run the no risk it, no biscuit. Brady doesn't want to run that. We can see that, and we're not getting paid millions of dollars like BA is. Why can't they see it?
well,
Ego.
it,
Stubbornness.
it's one of these things that as far as a fan, fans, you know, whether we like the team or not, if you know football, you can see things that don't make sense. Um,
Yeah,
but remember, coaches, coordinators are still human beings. I mean, they're not excluded from making bad decisions or making bad judgment calls. So we as a fan base, we see the problems, we see the disconnect across the board, from BA
Yeah.
to Brady to the lack of the running game to the secondary flaws to the lack of passers. We see these things because we watch tape just like they do. But the
Yeah.
problem is they are still humans. They're not like above all. They still make bad decisions. They can make bad choices on play calling, scheme, the balance of the team. The team is unbalanced right now. I mean, it really is. There's no connection between the offense and the defense because, like you said, they don't even know who they are. Like, what are we? What are we defensively?
A party
We
pack.
don't.
Great at
We don't
stopping the
even
run.
know.
Party pack, man.
But I'm saying, like, as far as a unit, what are we?
You
Nobody
dig in
knows.
the you dig in the chest and you just get what you grab.
See how that works? When you can't identify what you really are, that's a problem. And we're at week 12. Continuity is a
On the
huge
Super
problem with the
Bowl
Bucks.
or bust season.
Yes.
But the problem is when you make these moves, you skip the process on becoming a balanced team.
Yeah.
The
You're trying to
build, the
buy a
chemistry.
Super Bowl. It doesn't work like that.
But I can't say that. I can't
But
say.
it is what it
Hold
is.
on. Let
It
me
is
let
what
me,
it
let me
is.
add this
They have
in
to roll.
for all the guys that love Brady. I can say I feel it would have been a bit different if it wasn't for COVID.
Those four. So you're saying those 4 preseason games, training camps,
Yeah, I
OTAs.
I feel we
Oh
would have
yeah,
been. I feel we would have been past where we are now here if we could have had everything the way it should have been. You know, if you think about it.
I agree. But you know what? I think you remember when Brady was meeting in the park with his receivers
He didn't have
sometime
his
in the
O.
offseason, but he
He
didn't
didn't
have the
have
whole
his
team.
O line. He didn't have his O
That's
line
my
or
point.
people in his face.
But that's my point. He didn't
You
have
know.
enough of a presence to set up
Yeah.
like a real practice. He just had his receivers to work on routes and catching. He didn't have the whole team out there getting it going, getting that chemistry down.
And Travis, what I can say, even with that, we're not a Super Bowl winning team.
No, I agree. I agree. But this
Even
roster and
with
these
that.
moves, you want it to be. But with that, and you've seen what's here now, we're not. We're a playoff. We're making a playoff presence, ending the
We bet,
drought, and that's
we
it.
bet, yeah, we better hope we get somebody in the C East, you know.
Right now, it's Washington, and bro,
I
Washington is
don't
the,
want to
in
see
my
I
that.
don't want
opinion,
to see them.
I
It's
don't
not
want
I
to
don't
see
want
Washington.
to
It's
them.
see
Green
That's,
that.
Bay.
that's what I was just
It's
about
Green
to
Bay.
say. I don't,
It's Green
Young,
Bay.
Chase Young gonna kill whoever he goes
that
They
to.
had,
whole
you
defensive
see that
front.
Washington
Wait,
defense? They will have a
wait,
field
wait, wait,
day.
wait, wait, wait. If the playoffs started today, we'll be playing Green Bay
We'll
in
play the
Lambeau Field.
Rams.
Yeah, we played Green Bay. Yeah.
Oh,
We
hell
lose
no.
that
No.
game.
That's a loss.
We lose that game.
Mhm.
Come on, man. We
If
got
the
to be real
playoffs
with
started
ourselves,
today,
man.
if the playoffs
We'll
started
go to
today,
Green
it will
Bay
be Green Bay.
in the frozen tundra, and Aaron Rodgers get a second chance against us. Oh, he's
Oh
trying.
yeah.
It's redemption time for him. I hate to say it.
Oh my
And with
God.
the secondary aggressing like that, oh, he's taking deep shots the whole game.
Oh
With
yeah.
how
Not
with
with
how
knowing
the
what he knows now.
offense.
Say what now?
All that tape. I saying with knowing what he knows now and the tape about our weak secondary, it's a wrap.
Yeah. Well, I just hope we can get some speed show up all of a sudden. Um, like you said,
Man, Todd has to dial up a crazy game for us to beat a great opponent. It has to come down to the defense for us to win now. We can't just be looking at the offense is not doing their thing. We have to depend on this defense because we don't know what the
we trust
offense is
the
going to give
defense.
us. At this
And
point, it's like we're complaining about play calling. That's not up to us. These guys are going to continue to do what they have been doing all season. They're not changing the game plan.
of course not. They're just doing it until they get it right.
You know what
But
I'm
at this
saying? So
point,
it's
time
like
is running out.
yeah, so it's like we have to rely on the defense that we haven't had like in the last 4 weeks, right? We played teams that has average quarterbacks besides Mahomes. We haven't been able to stop them like that at all.
And
No.
no consistent pressure.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I've seen the regress in blitzing, like Big Buck said. The only blitz that worked was Levante and Devin up the middle, with all of our other guys trying to get to the quarterback, and I haven't seen it. They're dropping them in pressure, and we get cooked. Yeah, JPP got 2.5 picks because the one pick he dropped, but we haven't seen enough pressure on the QB, and it makes the secondary look bad. Which I think we have a decent secondary. Nobody's supposed to depend on the secondary to stop everything. No
No.
team is built like that. We're the only team that's like, oh, secondary, 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 but no one's saying. I mean, we are saying the pass rush, but pass rush is what makes the secondary look good. So the
And
secondary is
that's
looking
something I
bad,
acknowledged. My
huh?
bad. Go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
Go
No,
ahead.
I was
What you
saying
were
that
saying?
I acknowledged this weeks ago that with just our front four, we don't have a pass rush because when they have
Yeah,
all this coverage out there, there's a lack in the
yeah,
pass rush unless we got our linebackers or
yeah,
our
and
linebackers involved, pretty much middle or JPP
that
because that's
says,
who gets home.
listen, that says a lot about our play caller on the defense. We don't have a Vita anymore, so that means you lose Vita. That means we have to apply more pressure. Simple. We have to apply more pressure. Vita is gone. Now we're dealing with roaches, and come on, man, he's a good plug-in guy, but he's not Vita.
No.
So we
Mm,
can't do what
mm,
we did with Vita. So you have to send more pressure. And the quicker the pressure gets there, is the less time we have our secondary out there in that zone.
Hmm.
The more time, like especially with a mobile quarterback, like if we get a pocket quarterback, yeah, we probably could contain him. Like Jared Goff, he did what he did, but we get a Russell Wilson. Oh man, it's you can't rush forward with Russell Wilson.
No.
You
And
can't rush forward with Patrick Mahomes. You got to send the house damn near every down,
well,
damn
something
near.
that we can say with these next 4 games is we're not really dealing with mobile quarterbacks with Kirk Cousins, Matt Ryan, and Stafford.
Yeah, and it
mm.
sets us up for failure when we go to the playoffs because we're going to deal with quarterbacks that we're not dealing with in the last 4 weeks of the
The closing
season.
of the season. You're correct.
You
So
know what
let
I'm
me cut in.
saying?
Let me cut in real quick. Big Bucks. I'm gonna bring in Tobias.
Okay.
If you don't mind.
Oh, no
You
problem.
can.
I'll jump on. Appreciate it.
I'm
Y'all
gonna
take it
bring
Hey,
in
easy.
Big Bucks,
Tobias, but
man, salute,
appreciate you.
All right,
man. Hey,
big
listen,
bucks.
Big Bucks, man.
Appreciate it.
I
Thanks,
like
man.
a lot of the
Y'all
things
have a
that
good
you
evening.
said, bro.
Yeah, appreciate it. Y'all have a good evening, gentlemen.
Yes,
You too,
sir.
man.
All right, boss.
These last four
Hey,
games, we're
what's,
going to get into. Oh, go ahead, man.
hey, what's
Hold
going
on, hold
on,
on, hold on,
fellas?
hold on, hold on. Tobias, what's up, man? I appreciate you coming into the locker room, man, to join us in into this discussion. But welcome. I think this is you've been here before, right?
Yeah, he
Yeah,
came on with
yeah,
me last
Yeah,
week.
yeah. I thought I saw you. Yeah. So go ahead and speak your mind on the game, man.
yeah, cause you
He
was
has an
on low
echo.
last week, brother. Sorry, but,
Yeah.
but here's the thing, right? With Arians, and I'm a big picture guy. When Arians said, "Look for door number two," ironically, door number two may get him fired. Let's just be real about that. Door number two may tarnish his legacy in the league. Uh, when he talked in the offseason, where he blamed everything on turnovers, not addressing anything else on the team, because they said the defense got a bad pass, turnovers. What it still sucks now. Hold on 1 second here. Is my echo act better now?
I hear you fine. I mean, like, I think they're saying you echoing.
All right.
Steven, who's echoing? Is Tobias echoing or is it us?
Was there an
Oh, it's
echo
good. It's
before?
good now. You good?
Okay.
All right, there we go.
Yeah. But the issue is that when they said turnovers and all that, but the defense still is giving up bad pass defense because what people don't realize, it's more than just talent. It's about having nuance, knowing how to prepare, knowing how to cover, knowing what's out there. Antoine Winfield's gonna be a Pro Bowler, but he doesn't know jack squat right now because he's a rookie. Who's the veteran teaching him how to be a pro safety? Who's teaching him about the nuance? Say, hey, if this guy cuts in this way, this is what you do. Those are certain things that Arians is missing and not investing in the trenches.
I feel
And
Tom.
that,
I feel Tom should coach Winfield.
yeah, yeah, you're right. And the one thing about it, I'm big on trenches because I believe you have a good secondary if you can apply pressure with four. The reason they stopped blitzing is the better quarterbacks are going to torch your blitz, like Mahomes did. Heck, even Nick Foles attacked their blitz last when they played because you're leaving your guys on an island. And if you can't get there with four, you're stuck. And my one thing I say is I turn over you guys. I'm a big keep that same energy person. What was all this criticism about the coaching last year on both sides of the ball? What was all this about no pass rush? What was about the secondary last year? What was all this about a lack of a running game and offensive line being average last season? What was all this?
The Bandits definitely had a say so in the problems of last year. The Bandits know what time it is.
Mm-hmm.
The Bandits know. We know, and everyone is saying this now, but we have been saying this for about 3 years now. I'm gonna say 3 years, right, Isaiah?
Mm-hmm.
3 years. We've been saying this for 3 years.
Yeah.
We've been saying the same thing, and it comes down to drafting. Like, we were questionable about all our players. They do good against bad quarterbacks, but when we play the good guys, we get embarrassed. And we've been saying this for like 3 years. 3 years we've been saying this. It's come down to Jason Light, man. I want to take it a step further. Like, we can't blame BA. BA is the offensive guy. The defense has been bad for a decade, right?
Mm-hmm.
The defense has been bad for a decade. We have not drafted good. We drafted 76 round 2 right after Jameis. And we drafted guys that not even on the team anymore.
Ryan Smith.
Not even on the team anymore. Like,
he's
come
a special
on,
teams,
man.
ain't he?
You gotta point the finger at who's been hired to draft guys. You got to point the finger there. You can't point it at the players because the players have been chosen by the guys that have been hired by the organization.
And the coaches they hired, like Dirk Cutter.
Like Dork. Come on, man. What is Dork doing in Atlanta? Yeah, he beat the Raiders 40-something to 6 or whatever, but we know Dork is bad.
But I mean, that was 5 turnovers, though. 5 turnovers by the Raiders. You ain't supposed to win. You ain't supposed to win when you have 5 turnovers, bro.
It's the Raiders, though. That's what I'm saying.
So,
I hear you. I hear you.
So we
Go
got
ahead,
a super chat.
go ahead,
Let
Isaiah.
me read this super chat. When 76 leaves, Sandoval 813, appreciate the super chat. When 76 leaves, Ali Marpet is going to be our only draft pick from 2015. 2016 missed, 2017 3 left, and probably all leaving. Thanks, Jason Light.
Mm.
Come on, man. We have because Isaiah used to say back in the day, Isaiah used to say, listen, like when it's draft time, what are we doing? What are we doing? You know what I'm saying? We got a guy in Dalvin Cook, and we got a guy in O.J. Howard. And O.J. is not playing, but Dalvin is. And Dalvin having a hell of a season.
You know what? This organization hasn't shown anything about drafting a running back, so they probably wouldn't have drafted Dalvin Cook. If I remember correctly, the year they drafted Aguayo, they traded up for him. Yannick Ngakoue went after him, if I remember correctly.
Correct.
I like Devin White for himself. I think he'd be a good player. But Josh Allen from the Jaguars, who turned out to be a pretty good player, should have been a pick, because what fans don't get is the only reason JPP was available was because he got older and the Giants didn't want to pay him no more.
Yes, sir.
You don't get prime, and Shaq was lucky. But the problem is you have to pay Shaq. If you get linemen in the draft, you keep them under your control for 4 to 5 years. You got cost certain. You don't have to pay them a king's ransom right then, and that they could grow and you provide depth, because this team has no depth. We got depth at wide receiver. I've yet to see a team win a Super Bowl because they have the shiniest wide receiver core. And speaking of receivers, I'd rather have Kansas City's weapons than the Bucks' weapons for one reason. You don't have 3 number 1 receivers on the Chiefs. You got number 1 tight end, you got number 1 wide receiver, and everybody else knows their role. So if Miko Hardman gets one catch, you ain't got to worry about it. Sammy Watkins, you ain't got to worry about it. Even though he'll pull a hamstring every other game, you don't have to worry about it. The Bucks got 3 number 1 guys, a Hall of Fame tight end, and you got to worry about keep feeding all those mouths. That is something that these teams don't look at when they just start accumulating talent. They don't matter.
Yeah, fantastic. And the thing about that, everyone was when all the signings happened, besides AB, but all the other signings, everyone was gun ho. But us following the Bucks know that that's not what we needed. We needed offensive line help.
Mm-hmm.
We needed offensive line. That was the only thing wrong with our offense last year. I mean, besides Jameis, throwing the picks or whatever. But offensive line help was the biggest need. And they didn't address it besides Christian Wirfs. And 76, he a warrior, but he can't get it done like that. And right now, what Isaiah is saying is like this season, Brady and Arians is not mixing. And I feel that you should have kept the continuity that you already had. That's just my opinion, because I feel a year or two with Jameis would have been better with this what we're seeing right here.
And let me point this out too. Losing AQ Shipley hurt bad.
Yep.
Yeah, man. He was fantastic for us.
Man, for him stepping in at center and then moving Jensen to guard, that showed a bright spot. So hurting him, losing him, bro, that hurt bad. I saw him, I saw that being a good move, and I was thinking, okay, what's gonna happen when Marpet comes back? But now we'll never know.
I want to hear what Isaiah has to say about like everything we've been saying and like the super chat or whatever. I want to see. Come on, tell me. Say something.
Well, gentlemen, I'm gonna say this, and I got 2 more guys I'm gonna bring on. After this, so we're gonna wrap this up with this little locker room talk right here, and we're gonna bring in Malcolm and Andrew. I believe there's Andrew. Is that Andrew?
Hey Isaiah, I do want to say one more thing though. The thing that I initially got on to say. I want to say one more thing, if you would let me.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. All right, folks. This year is Super Bowl to bust. We not winning the Super Bowl. And if you think this roster will be like this next year, I'm sad to say it's not going to happen like that.
Nope.
And if we have the same coaches that we have this year, next year, we're not even making the playoffs next year. unless unless we have a full off season and Brady gets the offense that he wants, we might have a chance. But after that, then what, folks? Then what? Who we drafted in 2022?
Man, you're right. And can I say this before I run? Say thanks for bringing me on. I think here's the problem, right? The Arizona Cardinals, and I live in Phoenix, they could be cool with going 9-7, 10-6, just making the playoffs. They're building. This team, you don't bring all this in, wreck your cap, wreck your future to say, hey, we finally made the playoffs after 12 years. Because after next season, Bucks fans, get ready. You're going to lose either Chris Godwin or Mike Evans because of the salary cap. And like one thing I say this as well.
You might lose Cameron Brate.
Yep, because of money. Because the salary cap's going down. Godwin gonna want his money because he's on a 3rd round pick. You have to think about.
Remember. Keep this in mind. Mike Evans, 5-year, $82 million. He had to restructure his contract twice.
But yeah. The man is a team player, man.
He pushing money. He's getting money up front. You know, they giving him money up front, which is still a salary cap hit. You know, but he's getting more guaranteed money, and they pushing some money towards the back end. So to give Godwin a huge contract, and Godwin's 25, you got to give Godwin 13, 14, $15 million. So you gonna mean to tell me you gonna have 2 receivers making?
Those
don't make sense.
Don't make sense.
And I say this before I finish up with this. Bucks fans, you gotta like the media who wants to say run the Brady offense. I'm sorry, if you want to run the Brady offense, you stay your butt in New England. If you want to run your offense, because the Bucks don't have the Brady New England offense players, air quotes. They ain't built that way. Ain't no shame in that. You roll with it. And I'm tired of no continuity. Excuse win week 12. Justin Herbert was told 10 minutes before kickoff he going against Mahomes. He threw a 300. Joe Burrow balled out. Teddy Bridgewater's been okay with no preseason, no camp. I'm tired of excuses. Shove them up your pie hole and let's play some ball here. If you to go. Sorry, I had to say that. Peace, guys. It roll tide, Isaiah. See you in Atlanta. SEC championship.
He know what you are, man. He know what you rep.
Hey, I'm from Alabama, Montgomery, man. Hey, peace, guys. Y'all take it easy.
Hey.
Appreciate you, Tobias, man. I'm gonna address you.
All right,
later on,
Isaiah. I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna get out, man. To be on the positive side, like there should be no reason that we cannot be really good contenders this year. You know, I feel like the same thing we're saying. Change up the play calling. I feel Todd is hiding something, and I honestly feel that BA and Leftwich and Tom is hiding something. I feel that they know they're going to get into the playoffs, and I feel that they think they have a chance playing in Tampa in February. You know, and I'm not out on that. I feel we can win these 4 games. I feel we could be 11-5. I really do feel that, and I feel that we have a chance. You know, we have a chance. Just Todd. I just feel it's all on Todd now, because we're not going up against great teams, so the offense can get their groove together.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I feel the offense could get their groove together. They can know what works. They can know what don't work, and they can know what not to fucking call anymore. And I feel they can give Rojo at least 20 touches. He looks like the most explosive guy on our team.
Well, I'm gonna say this. And I'm gonna bring in Malcolm to replace you in the locker room. And everything that you said, exclusive Garvey, you hit on some great points. Some very controversial points,
as always,
and points that actually is facts.
Always.
And what Bucks fans got to realize is that, there's no more work in progress. It's week 12. So we can't keep.
Now or never, man. Now or never.
Yeah, we
Or
can't
we're
keep
gonna
harping
have
on
to. I'm gonna say
no
last
preseason.
thing. Remember, everyone, this is 2020. We finna be in 2021. Think about Bucks after Brady and BA because it's gonna happen soon. So,
Appreciate you, exclusive Garvey, coming in, man, and dropping his
love
knowledge,
y'all,
man.
man. Fam, salute,
Salute to you,
man, to
man.
you and Travis, man. Salute. Love
Thanks,
y'all,
Lou.
boys.
Appreciate it, man.
All right, so now we got Andrew and Malcolm Harvey, some true bandits here. Welcome to the locker room. Y'all seen everybody coming on here speaking their mind, the bandits, and giving their insight. So I'm gonna start with Malcolm. I'm gonna start with Malcolm first. So go ahead, Malcolm. What you got? What you got on your mind, man?
Yo, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear
Yep.
you.
Oh, all right. Dang, y'all exclude Garvey and Big Bucks basically touched on everything I wanted to say, but two things that concern me the most is the lack of pass rush. I know Shaq Barrett just had a good game. He came up with a costly turnover at the right time because the Chiefs were in the red zone and they could have easily scored a touchdown, but he did have that strip sack fumble. So just a lack of pass rush outside of JPP. Really, he's really been the only main constant throughout the whole season. Like as far as the pass rush goes, and then I want to touch on the backup pass rushing. Like Bears 8 deep, like Isaiah said before, Bears 8 deep, Saints 8 deep, like 6, 7, 8 deep. Who else? Ravens. Like these these teams with that can go 6, 7, 8 players deep. The defense wins championships, and I just feel like our guys that we have on that D line, it's not gonna cut it. Like Anthony Nelson, trash. He hasn't recorded. I looked it up the other day. He hasn't recorded a sack his whole career. Like he's trash. Cam Gill. I don't even know if he's played yet. Who's the other undrafted guy?
He actually got a tackle.
Who?
Cam Gill.
Cam Gill. Oh, but I think he's mainly a special teams player, or I don't even know if he gets any burn. And I think Quentin Bell is the other guy. Like I just think we should build the trenches moving forward, both on the O
Trenches,
line and
trenches,
D line.
trenches, trenches,
Trenches.
trenches,
And then
trenches. I've been preaching that.
the second point that concerns me going into the playoffs is our signature wins. Like the last 4 games, Panthers, Rams, Saints, and Chiefs, 1-3. Like okay, I know we're gonna beat the Panthers. Like everybody knows that, but we couldn't win at least another game. We couldn't win at least one of those 3 games. The Chiefs, Rams, or Saints, swept by the Saints. It could have been a blowout against the Chiefs if they really wanted to, and if Patrick Mahomes said a couple passes, one to McCole Hardman, and then the Rams, that was a winnable. It just like our only signature win of the season that I can really say is the Packers game. The Raiders, like, it was a good win, but I just really wanted to say just the Packers win was the only signature win. So that scares me going into the postseason, knowing that we've only beat non-playoff teams but lose against playoff-worthy teams.
But that tells you where we are at as a team.
Right.
We're an average team.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, let's be real. Like I know, even with with all these weapons and and the roster loaded, quote unquote, to a lot of Bucks fans, right?
Yep.
But it's an average team. It's an average team, and you got to call it. Sometimes you just got to keep it real. A lot of Bucks fans like to try to put icing on the cake and make it all, dress it all up and dress the salad up, with tomatoes and cucumbers and spinach and kale and all that stuff and crouton. No, call it for what it is. It's a plain salad.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's a plain team. It's an average team that's missing some key components from coaching to play calling to the type of players that's meshing together. There's so many things that's off with this team. And you mentioned the pass rush, trenches, right? I've been an advocate for the trenches
Right.
for
Definitely have
4
been.
years about this team. But the narrative was not about building a team. It was about looking at one guy. And I told folks this. Stop looking at one guy. Look at the team for what it is. No.
Yeah.
Now we got Brady here.
Yeah.
So now you all the complaining now.
National media is last year it was 30 for 30 James, 30 for 30 James, ESPN documentary. Now it's the Bucks secondary and every time Tom Brady gets pressure he folds. Where was this last year? Where was this for all the other previous years? It was just all about James, all about 30 interceptions. I get it,
Narrative.
but the media likes to find them. They like
See,
to find
I
the
didn't listen to
narrative
that.
and
I
run
didn't.
with it.
You know, I spoke on the turnovers. The turnovers was unexcusable. It was bad. You shouldn't do that, right? I get that part, but I didn't follow the narrative. I didn't repeat what the media was saying because I saw other things about the team that makes that even stood out too, but they didn't bring it up. But now it's now you're always complaining. Oh, get rid of Arians, get rid of Leftwich, and what is going on here? It's this and that. Wait a minute. Well, we actually running a light version of the offense, and we complaining now. The big media complaining. It's well, maybe they can fire Arians. Maybe they can bring somebody. If this doesn't work out, they need to bring somebody else in. Wait a minute. This is Bruce Arians. Y'all know what type of coach he is. Now all of a sudden,
Tom Brady.
So sometimes it takes overwhelming evidence for somebody to believe something, right? You can tell somebody the sky is blue all day. Sometimes you got to take them outside and point the finger in the air and tilt their head upside, and the sky is blue. Look at it. And the what I'm comparing with the Bucks fans is it took Tom Brady coming here for the Bucks fans to scream and holler about Arians.
When we already knew
in the
what
media.
we were getting into.
Overwhelming evidence now, because now Brady is struggling, quote unquote. I don't think he's like struggling like really bad, but he's looking out of place in this light version of No Risky No Biscuit. Now the media is like, well, wait a minute. Let's bring up a graphic of all the quarterbacks in the past in his offense. Well y'all late. Y'all so late. They so late behind. They are so behind on the Arians history because they didn't get clicks and views. You know what I'm saying? It didn't get clicks and views. It wasn't a punchline. It wasn't funny. It didn't get no attention. But now Brady, in a way, it's kind of a blessing for the Bucks fans to see this now, because not all these Bucks fans are complaining that Brady coming here and struggling in certain areas of this offense got the Bucks fans awake even more now. They knew it was there. They knew it was there, but they didn't care. But now they care. Now they trying to, well, the offense need to do this. They need to change. Now we're talking about changing the offense, the entire offense. Think about that for a second.
Right.
The offense wasn't the problem last year. Now, change the entire offense now. In the middle of the season, at the end of the season. What are we doing here? This ain't training camp. This ain't OTAs. You just don't all of a sudden just change the offense up in 2 weeks. You're asking for more trouble. It's a narrative, man. I don't follow narratives.
You're right. I mean, I don't have nothing else to say. You basically just hit it out the park with that one.
Well, I mean, Malcolm, it's just one of those things where, and I think we got Andrew in the locker room too. Andrew, is you there?
Yeah, he's here.
Yeah, I muted.
Oh, you was muted the whole time. You could have chimed in. I was
Yeah,
looking at your
your
mic. I was wondering. I thought something was wrong, but
I want
you're
to
more than welcome to chime in, man. I mean, don't be scared. It's the locker room, man. We grown men in here. You know, if we had women, it'd be a little different. But you know, we grown men in here. You know, so I mean, speak your mind.
We had before now.
I don't know. I think Bruce is kind of overrated, to be honest. I used to think he was a really good coach, and I wouldn't even put him like top half of the league. Because I feel like his wins, like on the Colts and the Cardinals, was more just situational than it was like actual success. Like I think the NFC West was kind of like terrible when he was winning. There was only really Seattle, and then I think the Colts was more just like a good situation to rally behind. It's just like I don't know, like the deep passes. I'm like sick of it. I want a different, but I don't want to change coaches because it's not going to work if we change coaches in 1 year.
I mean, matter of fact, Andrew, being that you're here, if you want to, do you want to read this super chat by Smallville?
Folks keep talking about number 3 and his 30 interceptions, but the funny thing is Brady has already cost the team more games with his 11 interceptions. Like, yeah, I believe in Jameis still, even though he turned the ball over. I think it's more of a testament to Bruce because every quarterback has the worst season in their first year of Bruce Arians' offense.
That is a fact.
It's a fact. It's a plain fact. It's right in everybody's face, but it's like we don't care. What? So
Yeah.
now we got Brady, kind of struggling down the field and missing throws and throwing unusual picks with a caliber of his a player of his caliber. Now it's well, wait a minute, is it Arians? Football,
Yeah,
folks.
I think
Football.
Jameis is going to be good eventually. Like, he just needs time because he's always turned the ball over. But I mean, I'd be happy for him if he has success. But I'm past that. I think we need somebody else.
Well,
And
before
Andrew, and I told
My
and I
fault.
told folks this. I told folks this when Brady got signed. I said, folks, we're going to improve regardless. We're going to improve. The turnovers are going to be cut down. We're going to get better quarterback play. So I've already spoke on these things. But what people got to understand is Brady's here and it's still a problem. So wait a minute.
Yeah.
So the problem last year was the quarterback with the turnovers. Great. We got that out the way. Great. Unacceptable. Not happening. Can't do it. Can't keep it. Cool. We moved on. Bringing Brady, turnovers. Cost us games and struggling. Oh, it's the coach. What? Wait a minute. So what are we doing here?
Yeah, that being said, I understand the hiring from like the organization standpoint because like winning coaches don't want to play in Tampa. So like I kind of understand it. I just think in like hindsight they would have went in a different direction because it's just we haven't been able to get like that elite head coach. I think the last good coach we've had is Dungy. I think Gruden was like an average head coach.
Yeah.
And then even Dungy couldn't even get it done because he didn't have the offense around him. But like I wasn't watching at that time, so I don't know what was going on. But like, yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's just like, but that being said, I think a lot of Bucks fans are way too hard on Jason Leitch. I would put him above half of the GMs. I think with GMs, you need to take away their worst draft picks, like their worst year and their best year, and they're somewhere in between. So if you actually look at the draft picks, like obviously he hasn't hit all of them, but he's going for positions that we need. If like, because I actually do think that he started in what 2014, I believe.
Yeah, 2014, and he was
Okay.
brought here by Lovie Smith. Lovie Smith brought him.
Yeah, Lovie Smith had him and drafted Mike Evans together.
Okay, so that draft I don't think was that good of a draft because really he only got Mike Evans. But I mean, I understand him picking Austin Sperry and Jenkins because he was like looked at as a talented prospect. It just didn't work out. So I'd give that year like a C probably because he got the All-Pro receiver. 2015, Jameis was obviously the pick. Like if you look at the 2015 first round, there was a lot of busts. The top three picks were busts. Like if we didn't go Jameis, we would have gone Dante Fowler Jr. and he does not look like a third overall pick. And then, like, I know everybody, like, I don't like Donovan Smith, but I understand the pick, and you got to give him props for getting Ali Marpet, and Quan was a steal. So I think that draft was really good from, like, his second year of drafting. And then I think 2016 easily is worth draft. Nobody from there worked out. But, like, even then, like, I think the 2017 draft was an amazing draft. It was just circumstances made it to where it did not turn out like how it should have. Because if Justin Evans and Kendall Beckwith stayed healthy, they would have been starters. We wouldn't have had to draft Devin White. We wouldn't have had to draft Antoine Winfield, even though I liked the pick. Because we would have had, like, Justin Evans looked like a Pro Bowl caliber safety. And, like, Kendall looked like a starter. Like, him and Quan could have started. I don't know. But, like, even then, like, 2018, like I guess people give Chris Ballard a lot of credit, but like if Jason Light was drafting one pick and it was like swapped because they drafted right next to each other, he would have obviously gotten Quentin Nelson. He got Ida, and then he like traded back for the guy that he wanted. And I know like people say that we should have got Derwin James, but Derwin James isn't healthy. Like I understand that if he drafted Derwin James and he was not healthy, I wouldn't blame him for that. But I understand the Vita Vea pick, and then he got 2 extra first rounders from it, and he used it to address the position because he knew we needed corners. He got Ronald Jones, who's probably going to be a Pro Bowler. MJ was a myth, but I understand like the thought process because you wanted a DB that he thought could play safety or like slot, although it was a terrible pick. And then you got Carlton, which is I think is going to be a Pro Bowl safety. And then I guess 2019, I think is okay. Personally, I wouldn't have gone Devin White. I wanted Jaywan Taylor because I wanted to address the tackle, but I mean Jaywan slid to the second round. And then I think Bunting's not going to work out, but I mean, he has promise. Dean, I think, was a steal. And then Mike Edwards, even Ben, he likes to trade. I like that he trades down and he throws picks at positions of need because, he's not stubborn. If he knows that something's not going to work out, he's going to keep on throwing picks at it. Our secondary, it was terrible, and he just kept on throwing picks at it. He didn't stay with MJ Stewart. MJ Stewart could still be on the roster. He's cut. Vernon Hargrave I think was a terrible pick, but I think it was more he wanted a Florida corner. He wanted to get the fans in. I don't know.
So okay, Andrew.
Yeah.
So you ran down the draft pick. So let me kind of look at it like this.
Okay.
What is the difference between the Saints and the Bucs?
Much better GM and coaches.
Okay, so let's go down to the next level.
Yeah.
What is the difference between the Saints and the Bucs?
Other than coaches and GM, I don't know, organization.
I'll say
So
the difference between the Saints and Bucs is the trenches.
bingo.
They have a top 5
bingo.
O-line, and their D line they can go 6 deep, 6, 7
8 deep.
people
They go 8
Trey
deep.
Hendrickson, Cameron Jordan. They got
Davenport.
Daniel Onyemata, Marcus Davenport.
Sheldon Rankins
they got
coming back.
6, 7, 8 people that can go deep. And then O-line, oh my God, Ryan Ramchick, Teron Armstead.
So Malcolm, I'm gonna piggyback off you, Malcolm. So I hear what you're saying. So I'm not a fan of Jason Light. So I get what you're saying, the breakdown of the picks and all that. But what separates, because you got to win your division, and you have to draft towards your division. And the Saints, if you look at their O-line, Armstead, 3rd round pick. Andrews Pete, 1st round. McCoy, 1st round. Cesar Ruiz, who they got rid of Ed Warford, which was a Pro Bowl guard. They got rid of him and drafted Cesar Ruiz, 1st round.
1st round, yep.
Ramczyk, 1st round. Wow. Okay, so you look at the Bucs. Number 76, 2nd round. Ali Marpet, 3rd round. Ryan Jansen from Baltimore. Alex Kappa, small school, 3rd round. Tristan Wirfs, 1st round. Oh, we got one. Compared to the Saints, not even close. Oh, we can flip to the D-line. Malcolm just went through the D-line. Not even close. That's why the Saints keep beating us all the time.
Vita Vea's 1st round. And Ndamukong Suh, old from the Rams. William Golston, he was never a pass rusher. He was a 2nd rounder.
Always a good run stopper, not really.
Always a good run stopper.
2nd rounders. You can keep drafting 2nd rounders. You can keep drafting secondary people all day. You can keep throwing picks out there. Secondary, it doesn't matter. The D line not right. And
the D line, if you get pressure on opposing teams' QBs, that helps the DBs. That'll get quarterbacks off their spot, disrupt the timing with receivers, get them uncomfortable, and the cornerbacks won't have to guard as long. They won't have to cover as long. You get pressure.
This is why I look at Jason Light with the stink face, Now think about this. And even if you drafted the secondary, you go after the proven talent.
Yeah.
Minka Fitzpatrick. Right there. Take him. What's the problem? Take him. You take Minka Fitzpatrick, Pro Bowl safety. He can play slot, corner, safety, line. He can do it all. And he's an excellent football IQ. You take him. You take him now. If he's better than every cornerback, everybody we got on the team in the secondary.
Every
period.
DB.
You take him.
That was that was 2018 draft when we drafted.
We got Vea. Yeah, we got Vea.
Yeah, they picked. They traded back to get the extra pick to get.
You get Vita.
Yeah,
they traded back to get 2 extra 2nd round picks.
Yeah.
That's when we had MJ Stewart, Carlton Davis, and then we had another. I think we had 2 or 3
second rounds.
Yeah. We picked up 2 extra ones by trading back.
But you see how that worked out though.
But MJ Stewart's not even on a team.
No, he was cut before the season started.
But you see what I'm
The
saying,
thing,
Andrew? Like, and don't get me wrong, I'm not discrediting what you're saying.
no, I
You're
got
saying
you.
all facts, but I'm just saying, like, you have to address the biggest need, like, to make any quarterback comfortable. The Colts finally realized that after Andrew Luck left, they finally realized, well, we need to draft the O line, and they went back to back O line, first round and second round with Quentin Nelson and Brayton Smith. Colts O line is top level. See, you can, like I said, you can draft these flashy guys, and it doesn't matter. And this is why we're gonna lose to the Saints. This is why we lose to the Rams. This is why we lost to the Bears. You know what I'm saying? You just
Fact.
you just can't make up for by drafting 8-9 picks in the secondary, and that's too much draft capital. First of all,
Yeah,
that's too much draft capital.
I don't know.
Too
Like,
much. From a
I think the only
football
problem is,
perspective, you don't take 8-9 DBs in 3 years. You just
yeah,
don't do that.
Yep.
Maybe
No,
think
every
about
year
maybe if I draft some pass rushers to help the DBs out. How about that?
half and half.
I think it's
Come
just
on, man. This
we
is why
have
I think
like
Jason Light, to me, as far as
yeah,
GMs, in my opinion, between 17 and 22.
I agree with
yeah,
you. He's good. He's good here and there at free agent pickups and like making a trade with JPP and stuff. But drafting, just the whole 2016 class gone
Not
not
feeling
on
that.
the team. Just I agree with you, Isaiah.
You
He's a
take Minka
below average
Fitzpatrick.
GM. Below average
Even
GM.
and that's not. And then you mentioned Derwin James. He's hurt, but that's kind of a apples and oranges. Like, does he get hurt if he play for the Bucks? Do we? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, do we really? You know what I'm saying? Like, you can say he hurt now. Yeah, of course he's hurt now, but he's still better than what we got.
Right.
I think you could
Like,
like look at
he's
it.
still better than what we got. He's all pro. He was all pro as a
Yeah,
rookie. Like,
I don't
what
know.
what are we doing here? Like, we missed on some picks. Josh Allen, young stud
Yeah.
pass rusher. We missed on some picks.
Josh Allen only has like 2.5 sacks this year though.
But think about this though.
Yeah,
He's good. He's not.
no, I
He's
agree.
gonna he's gonna be good. I mean, he's his second year. I mean, come on.
Right.
No, I would have taken him over Devin White, but I don't know. I feel like hindsight 2020. Of course, you would want him to make all the good picks, but I guess like I feel like at least I like that he goes for positions, and I get should probably get more pass rushes, and he should have put more picks in the line. But I think it's also like you can't compare him to Mickey Loomis, just like how you can't compare Coach to Sean Payton because they're like the best tandem in the league.
Right.
It's hard. Like it sucks that they're in our division, but you can't constantly compare them because we're not going to get a Mickey Loomis and a Sean Payton. That's like a fortune of gold.
And they drafted so well, and
Yeah,
they 2017 class was the whole class hit, the whole
yeah. No,
entire class
what
hit. That's
started
Ramczyk,
that.
Lattimore. That was Ramczyk, Lattimore, Trey Hendrickson was in that draft class.
Yeah, it was.
They hold 27. They hold damn 27. The whole class hit. How the hell does that happen? What are you doing, Jason Light? What's your scout team?
What are you missing?
What are you doing?
Yeah, I don't like. The thing is, I think like what's crazy is how they hit on late round picks like T.J. Gardner Johnson. That's
That was a good pick. We could have got him.
Yeah, we could have. Gator too, like Florida
Could have
talent.
got him. Could have got him. I was sitting right there like CJ's still sitting there. And look at CJ starting. Probably going to end up making a Pro Bowl at some point. You know what I'm saying?
I guess
Like,
you
come
can say
on.
that about any GM. What are you doing not taking him? Like I feel like drafting is more of just like luck than it. Like obviously there's a lot of skill that goes into it, but like you can
Oh, I
draft
forgot.
somebody that looks like
Kamara was the third round pick in the
yeah, we
2017
could
draft.
have tomorrow.
Mhm.
Kamara was the third round pick in the 2017 draft. Great.
Michael
scouting
Thomas
team.
was second round.
It's crazy scouting team that Saints got, man. I live in New Orleans, so they very, 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 very good when picking players, man. And they know exactly where to go at. They know exactly, and they went lineman again. Like
Yeah,
McCoy and then Cesar Ruiz, two young. Like, what are we doing, Tampa? What? You know what?
What are
fellas?
you
Malcolm,
not doing?
what are we not doing? So Malcolm, Andrew, you guys have made some great points. You brought up some good things, some good facts, some good talking points. I got a couple more guys I want to bring on, but I appreciate you guys coming on, man, and giving some great insight. And you kind of lit the chat room up a little bit with your topics. So you got the chat kind of livened back up a little bit with the talking about the Bucks' history as far as draft picks and what they need to address and what they should have done, what they could have done. So this was a great session right here between Malcolm and Andrew. I like this part right here of the Buckos locker room right here. I like this locker room talk right here. I like stuff
Appreciate
like
you.
this.
Yeah,
Appreciate you
Yeah,
guys,
Travis
we
man.
and
like
Isaiah.
y'all to have your voice being heard. That's what we say. Just come on in here and be vocal about it. It's one thing to be in the chat and type it up, but having your voice heard, this also adds to the chat because people are
Right.
always listening and tuning in. So appreciate y'all both chiming in and hitting on good points, both of y'all.
Yes, sir. Salute.
Salute
One
to you,
more thing I
Malcolm,
gotta
Andrew.
say.
all right, yeah, thank
Travis
you.
and Isaiah. One more thing. Super
Mhm.
Bowl of Bus.
Yes, indeed, man. That's a shooter right there too. So that's one of those originals. So we're gonna bring on Cheesy, Breezy, and exclusive. Dog,
Exclu
what's
is
the
back.
hold on.
He had
Exclusive, what's
one
the problem?
more thing to say, man. He said he had one more
What's the
thing to
problem,
say.
exclusive? What is the problem? Hold on, Cheesy, Breezy. What
Yeah,
you
yeah,
gotta
yeah.
get off your chest, man? What you gotta get off your chest? Exclusive.
What's up? You got me
What's
on?
up? Yeah, you on? I mean,
Yeah.
Oh my
what you gotta
God,
say, man?
man!
What's up?
Listen
You
here.
was on here for about 20 minutes.
But listen, I wanted to say this one more thing because you know what I really hopped on for, and I didn't even get to touch on it because you had your guy talking about some other stuff. But I really wanted to hop on Brady, hop on that Brady topic. You know me. That's what I want to hop on because we was a
We can do
goddamn
that.
quarterback away.
Yeah, we can do that. I'm
You feel
down.
me? Like let's keep it a buck. Since we're Buccaneers,
Yeah.
let's keep it a buck.
Hey,
You feel me?
hey.
We was one quarterback away, and
And
the
Bucks
last
fans.
4 games, honestly, we should be 9-2. I don't know what people are talking about. The games we lost, we couldn't get it done on the offensive end. Let's keep it a buck. The games we lost, it wasn't because of the defense. We can't blame the defense, and we can't blame special teams because we have the best kicker in the fucking league. I don't know if I can say that, but we got the
That's the
best
first
kicker,
time in
right?
like a long time
Yeah,
having a good kicker.
we got a great kicker, a guy
Finally,
that can get it done, that can win us games,
That we didn't have to
finally,
draft.
that we didn't
second
draft.
round,
Shout out to
wasting
Jason Light
picks.
for putting Guayo and
Matt Gay.
the gay
13
guy.
missed
You
kicks.
feel me? Yeah, but we got a kicker that we didn't draft, and we have an offense right now that's not doing the numbers we did.
Mm.
So you're not happy with
I
Brady?
said
Is what
that
you're saying.
last week.
So you saying?
what
So
we
you
got.
saying?
Go
So you
ahead.
saying? So let me
Let's
get this
keep it a
straight.
buck.
So let me get this
But
straight. Let me get this straight, exclusive. So what your argument is, or your point that you're trying to make is the quarterback is not performing to the level of the offense where it need to be at.
um, numbers don't lie, sir. Yeah, we could have all the turnovers, but the defense is playing a bit better than last year. Can you say that,
Oh,
sir?
way better, way
Remember,
better
remember
Can
than
you say
last year.
that,
told y'all
sir?
this.
Yeah,
Does
Remember what
yeah.
I
does
said to
Last
y'all
year,
last year.
listen?
Remember if I
Has
said this in
the
the
has
off
the
season?
run game improved, sir?
Yeah. So
yes.
okay. So here's my point.
Oh,
Now remember it's like a sandwich. There's a lot of things that goes on in a sandwich. So you just can't just
Mm.
put two pieces of bread
depends
and
what you
say
put on
it's
it.
a sandwich. I'm hungry. That's why I'm talking about food.
Yeah,
So you just can't take two pieces of bread and make a sandwich. So you have to add layers to make a sandwich good, right? So when
Right,
you look
right.
at Brady, right? Brady's the meat, right? He's the meat. He's the main course of the sandwich, right? So
uh-huh. Oh, I
whether
love where you
you
going.
right, so you see where I'm going at. So he's the meat. So that's the reason why you're eating the sandwich. You know what I'm saying? So the reason why they brought Brady here is because they took their chips and they put it all in, right? So when you look at the offense performance from 2019 to 2020, there's a difference, of course, but the style of quarterback has changed. So
Yeah,
you cannot run the full no risk it no biscuit. So they scaled it back for Brady,
And he's still struggling.
right?
yeah,
They
the
scaled
back,
it back for him.
yeah, the back for him.
So what you're saying is his performance is being that the pieces that we got has been a
Yeah,
disappointment.
And the thing, okay,
yes,
I like
definitely.
what you said, and where I'm going at. Don't you think in week 12 second year Jameis.
Oof.
With him knowing that he needs to cool it. Just like, man, I'm not finna risk it every time. I'm finna
No,
just okay. Sometimes I need to check it down. You know,
I got some.
So you mean to tell me that this wasn't? Go ahead.
Okay, so I want to mention this, and this is when we didn't know what we were doing at quarterback. This is when it was the end of Jameis, before we even thought about bringing Tom Brady. We didn't even know what he was doing. What's his name? I'm sorry, I just went blanked up. Carson Palmer. Sorry, Carson Palmer. He said.
Yeah.
He said he highly advises keep Jameis because when you play in this offense, your first year will be the worst.
Yes.
So he advised
with
that
5,000 yards.
Yes. He said keep Jameis.
Okay.
Because he knows your offense. It's always the worst the first year. The second year, the interceptions will decrease. Now, give or take with Jameis, you never know because interceptions come with Jameis. We know that. But second year in the system, you have the chemistry with the players. You know the playbook a little more. You know he's going to chuck it. Week 12, even with who he went against, I would see the offense being better. The turnovers are going to be there because it's Jameis. But I do see us being in more of these games, especially against the damn Saints.
So let's look at it. So look at it right. So Cheesy Breeze, hold on a second. So since we're talking about the Bucs offense and we look at the season up to this point, so I'm gonna direct this at Cheesy Breeze because I want him to kind of chime in a little bit on this too, shed some light. So if you look at from game 1 to game 12, right, for the Bucs, we're 7-5, and you look at the numbers. Now we're looking at layers. Now we're not looking at the tape. We're not looking at the play calls. We're looking at numbers. 2019 versus 2020. The numbers are, of course, different.
Yeah,
the turnovers are down. The turnovers are down. But the production is down. And that's not what Bruce wants to see. Because they got him the toys. They already had toys already.
That's why Brady came.
And they added more toys. And the offense.
And it cost Brady ass.
Now, the red zone offense is good. But the efficiency of the offense from a number standpoint is not great. Brady's a middle of the pack quarterback, where Winston was last year. QBR was. Matter of fact, Winston had a better QBR than Brady.
With 30 picks.
So that tells you something's interesting right here. So you mean to tell me Brady had 24 touchdowns and 6-7 picks last year, 4,000 like 4,200 yards, something like that, or a little over 4,000 yards. Winston was 16th in QBR. Brady was 17th with 24 less picks. That's weird as hell.
Well, that'll show you how they was evaluating it.
That's weird because people like use QBR as the end all be all. So Cheesy Breezy.
Yeah.
So explain to the Bucs fans and what you think is the real, or I would say in your opinion, because everything can't be facts because people get a little emotional. But what do you think is wrong with the offense from with this year versus last year?
And it's crazy because if our offense clear like it should, we'll be way better than last year because everybody's better. Rojo better. Our skills positions is better.
Yep.
Defense is better.
And that's what's so frustrating. Yeah, everything is better.
That was the first year's offense, man.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what's so frustrating. Hey, I want to hop on that Carson Palmer point. Remember Carson Palmer said that his first year he struggled. He was an MVP candidate his second year.
Come on, man.
Top three.
Come on, man.
And he said every interview he came on, he was like, "Look, I advise you to bring Jameis back because if you get somebody new, they're gonna struggle."
Come on, man. That's why I said it wasn't a football move. It was a move to put butts in the seats.
Right.
Second year, Jameis is way better than the first year Brady. What are y'all thinking?
The only thing this year.
What are y'all thinking, man?
I was saying, and this would have not been as big on the cap hit.
No, you could have got it for a deal.
Better deal.
Easy deal.
What
And we
See what
could
I'm
have
what is
saying?
put
y'all
them,
for
That
right now
and
being
we
third string?
that
They
would
talking about
set
third
up
and we
the
string. Come on,
future.
man.
That would have set up the
and we could have put
future.
them, and we could have put that money, the extra money, into the interior, into the
Nigga,
trenches.
it really would have
You
been
feel
a
me,
Super
Isaiah?
Bowl of bust.
We could.
It
Brady
really would
got
have
down to
been.
six. Brady got down to $60 million guaranteed. James without a deal, a sweet deal, and the rest of that money could have been put into the O line or somewhere else that we need more depth at, more pass rushers.
You do
So
not get rid of that type of offensive power
so
and
the offense
trade it
last year,
for
the numbers was
a new guy quarterback. You don't
so the
trade
numbers
that for that.
so the
We
numbers last
what
year
we-
for the offense,
what
and
did
I
we
don't know
rank?
so I don't know the exact numbers like all the way
Our
down to the
scoring is
T-bone.
we top 3 in scoring this year though.
Top 3 in scoring.
So
This
last
year,
year,
this year we is.
so
No, last year,
2019's offense, we were top 3 in scoring and total yards and passing
Yeah,
yards.
yeah. Our offense was top
Red
notch.
zone, red zone was top 5 or top 7. Play action was top 5. Which we didn't run a lot of play action last year. Now they want play action this year because we don't run it this year, which is
Deep
weird.
throws, deep throws was the
Deep
best. We was the
throws.
best at deep throws.
Actually, Winston was number 1 in deep throw
Yes,
accuracy.
20 yards plus completions.
Yeah, so
70.
he was up there with Patrick Mahomes too. So it was
Yes.
weird, and I'm not going to be like the move to go to Brady. I understand why they did it. You know,
Yeah, me
from an
too.
overall
I
perspective,
understand.
I understand why they did it.
Right.
Arians trying to win now, so I get it. So and I get people like to harp on the 30 interceptions. I get it, and I've seen all the
Right.
tapes. I've heard Chris Godwin speak on it. I've heard Carson Palmer
Yeah.
speak on it. Even Arians even said 10 or 12 wasn't even
Yeah.
realistic. So I've
Right.
heard all this,
Right.
but that was not the narrative. That
No.
nobody cared about that. So now,
Hey.
when year 2 with a new quarterback, basically first year in the offense,
Mm-hmm.
it's efficient, but
We didn't
it's
scale
different.
back, Isaiah.
But it's scaled back.
Remember, is that James one scale back? He had to do what Bruce wanted. Throw that bit deep. Throw it
Well, he
deep,
said let it
James.
fly. He said keep
Exactly.
letting it fly. He said that too.
Exactly.
He
Exactly.
was able to do that to James. He's not able to do that to Tom.
No.
To let it fly. He
Tom
did say that.
can't stay in that pocket like that and take a hit. He's too timid. And listen, y'all. When we start off these games, this how I know when Brady gonna struggle. When we start off these games, and in the first 2 series, Brady get touched or hit, he go downhill from there. He starts seeing ghosts, man. He's a vet. He starts seeing ghosts.
Let me ask y'all a question.
He
can
had
do
more
that,
time
though.
in the
Let
pocket.
me ask y'all a question.
No, I know.
Let me ask y'all a question. Do we see 3 straight 3 and outs with Jameis any
No.
game?
No.
Like that's what I'm like 17-0. I don't like how many games have we started slow? We did not see that with bro. We didn't see
We may have
that
started
with number 3.
behind. We may have started behind,
Right.
but we never got that far behind.
Yeah,
No.
behind because
And
the
the defense was worse.
the
The
same
defense was
defense.
worse too, guys.
It was.
Defense
I
was
will
worse
say this,
last year.
though.
The defense was worse.
So I will say this, like the one thing that's helped this team out a lot, and I think you guys brought it up. I mean, even though it was not consistent with this team this year, the improvement from the kicking game, and the running game and the defense has improved. Those 3 areas
Exactly.
have improved, and it has shown big
Exactly.
time with this season in a
Yeah.
lot of games. And I know it's
Yeah.
against teams that are not making the playoffs. It's against teams that are going to be picking in the top 12 and all that.
Yeah.
But anytime we play anybody good, we get inconsistency. So, and I always said this, about the team. Like, I never said, this team is about the offense, right? It's about the pass offense. I said, if this
Yeah.
team can improve in other areas, it will help out the passing, the offense, because this offense is built to pass the ball down the field.
Yes.
It's the
Which
old
is not
school.
Brady's strong suit.
It's the old school Eric Coryell, San Diego Chargers, Dan Fouts type offense, right? It's a like somebody brought it up earlier. Bruce Arians' offense is Dirk Cutter's offense on steroids.
Exactly.
So
you have the same kind
it's
of
a very
offense
aggressive
was going to
offense.
maximize this guy's interceptions. You have the
Right,
same
and
kind
then
of
what
offense.
happens is
Ever since James got in here, he's been slinging the ball. We have not had a run game except that one year with Doug Martin.
Yeah,
Every year
that's
other
true.
than that,
Mhm.
he's been slinging the ball. We cannot run.
And our defense sucked.
And the defense was trash every year.
everybody knew
Trash,
that.
man.
Every year.
everybody knew that, but
Se-
that wasn't
Special
there.
teams suck.
Right.
You know what
But
I'm
see,
saying?
I brought these are things that I've. This is why
I know.
I don't get into it with fans about the team or about Winston because I already know what I know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because
Right.
I'm not a part of the herd. I'm not sheep.
yeah.
Right.
I
Right.
see football for what it is. This
Mhm.
team had multiple problems on top of the turnovers. You know what I'm
Multiple.
saying? Like,
Yeah.
Special
and that
teams.
was ignored. It was ignored and ignored and ignored. And you look at I'm gonna bring it back to 2020, and you look at the
Mhm.
areas that had major problems. It's the only thing that the only section or the only area or the only unit of the team that has like dramatically improved and it's been consistent is the kicking game.
It's the defense.
Yes.
The kicking
Special
game
teams.
has
Yes.
been
But
consistent
Isaiah,
every game.
but to your point, when it comes to what happened last year, that was the media narrative. They just went to
Mhm.
those interceptions. They ignored the defense.
It
Yep,
was
They ignored
easy.
the special teams.
Easy
Just
target.
like this year, it was just an easy target. It's the
yep.
media
He
narrative.
was easy target. Easy
I
target.
wonder why.
But that's the only
Look at
but that's
Carson Wentz. Carson Wentz
Oh
trash.
my
You
fucking
don't hear
god.
about it, but they ain't talking about that.
No.
Oh my
Hey,
god. He
But
missed
that's a
he
different
he
he, he
missed
topic
so
of
many
discussion,
throws
fellas.
last night.
yes.
That's a
Yes.
Have
different
y'all
Yes.
topic of
seen
Yes.
that?
discussion, fellas. That's another stream.
He missed so many throws last night, man.
speaking of
They gotta put
like
Jalen Hurts in there, man.
somebody brought some actually I'm reading it right now in the chat room. Penalties. The Bucks
Yes.
team have always been a penalized team for some strange reason. I don't know what's going on
Yes.
here. Are we like they got the Bulls out on the Bucks back, but last year was penalties, this year's penalties.
Mhm.
It's like what is going on with the penalties? And
The
that goes
culture,
down to
man.
attention to detail. Like remember
Culture.
it is hard. Like Brady came from New
Coming
England,
out of
right?
drafting players, man.
A
They
very
got me.
disciplined, attention to detail type organization, right? So it's
Yeah.
Brady coming here. He has to overcome a multitude of things, and he's doing that. He's trying to do that now. He has to overcome the coaching with Arians.
Mhm.
He has to overcome the play calling of Leftwich. He has to overcome the inconsistency of the receivers.
Hey,
You see the picture I'm painting. This is
yeah, I
what's
like
been
that.
Mhm.
painted. This is what's been painted, but there's other areas that you have to look at that's being ignored on why these things are
Mhm.
happening.
Mm,
Because I see things deeper than just the surface.
yep.
You know what I'm saying? And
Right.
like I told y'all, I cannot allow on this channel the media to paint the picture of
Hmm.
it's everybody else except him. I can't do
Mhm.
that.
And look,
I can't. I just
Isaiah,
I can't do it.
I want to say one thing, and I'm gonna get off after this. Um, we're losing, and we've lost like a couple of close games, right?
Right.
One thing that Brady struggles in is where last year a mobile quarterback that we had, he excels in. I think a couple plays that could have been made on the feet would have us looking at a better record.
Oh, so the mobility. You think the mobility is actually hurt the team?
Yeah,
The lack of
because
mobility.
we lose close games. Like we lose by 3. Bears game, we lose by 1. Uh, these last couple games, we lose by 3, and I feel that his escapability that he has.
Ain't no escapability
You know what I'm
for
saying?
Brady.
And
I
like
said this though.
last
He
year,
was when he came
it
in
don't
the
take a
offseason.
lot
I
of.
said Brady is a statue. Like he's going to have problems behind his O line. I said that. I even
You need
said
a
that.
top
We
notch
knew
line.
that when they brought him in, though. We have the same
Right.
line. We knew
We
Yeah.
that.
upgraded. We upgraded the right tackle.
Yeah. Where? Yeah.
Yeah, we
Tristan Wirth. Yeah.
upgraded there, but it's
Major
like
upgrade.
it kind of seems the same because I mean, even though he was, I mean, the right tackle wasn't the problem last year. That wasn't the problem last year because I mean, because
Yes, it
James was
was.
able to.
Donaldson
James
was
was.
not good last year. He
I
had a
mean,
big drop off.
but look though, it didn't seem like a problem because we had the production that we had. We were third in the whole league, bro. So we can't blame the line no more.
No,
We were sacked
but the
47
line
times.
wasn't that good. Wasn't good. Yeah.
The
Yeah. A lot.
line wasn't good, but we were
Got sacked
still
a lot.
third. Think about it. The line wasn't good,
Donaldson
but
was
No.
a
we were still
liability.
third. In offensive points, the line wasn't good. We were still third. Think about that.
I'm thinking
No,
about it.
I
I'm just
got you,
telling you.
fam.
Oh,
But the line
I
was
get
still
what you're
bad.
saying, but you saying the line wasn't a yes, it was. The line
Yeah, it
was
was
a
bad.
Okay,
problem.
yes. I would love to have Jameis in the or Tom in the great pocket. But we knew that's not what this line is capable of. We seen
Right.
it already. You put in the right tackle, that's not going to solve all of our problems. These guys aren't top tier to where Tom can be comfortable. Tom is not comfortable. And you
Remember now,
see,
in this offense, quarterbacks take
7-step
hits.
drops.
They
Yeah.
take hits.
he's
Like
not
people. So
comfortable.
here's another narrative I didn't like. Well, holding the ball too long. Well, that's been Arians' offense.
You gotta let the plays develop.
Right, they gotta get 15 yards on the field to throw the ball. You just can't throw the ball
Yes.
hut and throw. So
Look,
when people
Yeah.
say he hold the ball too long and he causing sacks, because Brady has held the ball a little bit long, quite a bit this year, and took some hits.
Yes, he have. Yes.
So what's the problem? So this is this. I want people to understand the scheme is outdated and it's not it's not dynamic as far as like scheming guys like Sean McVay. He schemes guys open. Bruce Arians' offense doesn't scheme guys
Sean
open.
Payton.
Remember, he said if a guy is open by this much, he's open.
Yeah.
This much. Like what the hell? If he doesn't throw the ball and if the guy has a step on him and he doesn't throw the ball, I'm gonna yell. I'm gonna get mad. That's Bruce Arians thinking. That's
Let me
outdated.
point something out to y'all. You touched up about how the penalties in Tampa is like a bad culture. You want to know the last time we were actually one of the top 10 teams with the least amount of penalties? 2006.
2019.
No. Well, from what I
so
see
check it.
so far, like recently, 2006 under Gruden,
Wow.
Okay.
we were number 9 in penalties, like the least amount of penalties.
Wow.
Probably Dungy, but from what I'm seeing, that's like with the recent years, going back to 2006.
Now remember
Okay.
now, the Bucks right now are top 10 in penalties.
Yeah,
Penalty yards, penalties. Like that's coaching. That's the attention to detail.
absolutely. That is.
But these are the things that you have. Like Arians, he had Arians. So like the research I did behind Arians is, and I go back to the Steelers situation. Big Ben got hit 215 times on the Arians offense.
Yeah, he got injured. Got injured too.
215 times. So Bucks fans, do not
Foster Palmer got
act
injured.
surprised that Brady's taking a lot of hits. This is Arians' offense.
Jameis Winston tore his
known
meniscus.
fact. 215 times. They told him to change the offense. Arians said
He wouldn't.
no. He told
No.
the Steelers, big brass, I'm not changing.
And
They got rid of him.
They won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, they
I
did.
know
They did
he
with
was
him.
the OC. He was the OC, but you see,
He was
after,
calling the
after
plays,
Arians
and
left,
he dialed that play up in the back of the end zone in Tampa.
Yes, Antonio
after
Holmes.
Arians left,
Antonio
Big Ben
Holmes.
took less hits with Todd Haley.
Yeah,
Came into the
he won a
system.
Super Bowl, man. That's what comes with the sport. Every team that has a good record right now, tell me which one of those teams don't have a mobile quarterback. I will wait.
So let's go down the list. Let's go down the list.
I will wait.
NFC.
Drew
we
Brees
got the
hurt,
Seahawks.
so only one is Drew Brees. You said that
I
don't.
mean,
got the Seahawks.
you know his system, so he don't have to be mobile in that system.
What's a quick
But they
passing
do have
system?
a
It's
mobile.
it's a 4 or 5 yard system. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah,
you
It
can't.
stinks.
It's hard to sack Breeze.
but every team that's in the playoff hunt right now, tell me what team don't have
No.
a mobile quarterback.
The Rams, Jared Goff really he can move a little, but
He
he's
move
mobile.
the pocket
Jared
a
Goff.
lot.
Over than
No, they
Yeah,
move the
Jared
pocket a
Goff
lot.
can move.
The Rams
Yeah, he's not a
move
Yeah,
the
you're right.
scrambler though.
They move.
He's
the
not a
pocket
Yeah,
scrambler.
but he can move.
mobile. Let's talk about mobile. Like you know what mobile
Yeah.
is. Like
Russell
Mahomes,
Wilson,
Mahomes not going to make
Lamar
nobody
Jackson.
miss, but he's mobile.
Right.
You know, man, he made some of our guys miss.
Yeah.
And
Aaron Rodgers can move.
Everyone can move, man. That's the way the NFL is going now. Everyone can move.
Well, I mean, I say
Yeah, that's what we
can't
touched
move.
upon earlier with quarterbacks.
Phillip
you know,
Rivers,
Phillip Rivers is a statue.
yeah, he is statue.
Yeah, he's
But they got a great defense, so it'll work like it did.
no, they
with
got a
Brady.
great line.
It'll-
They got a
it'll-
great
Yeah,
line.
they're in the trenches.
Yeah,
They
it'll
got a
work.
great line. So Philip can survive in it.
See, here we go. Antron Bailey. Antron
Every
Bailey.
quarterback can move, man.
Antron
Use
Bailey.
some legs.
Steelers big brass wanted to have a
Ooh,
fullback
yeah.
in the
Big
offense.
Ben. Big Ben
Arians
mobile,
said,
though.
hell no about
Yeah, Big
fullback
Ben
and
can
running the
move.
ball.
Yeah, Big Ben mobile.
Surprisingly, people
Mhm.
don't believe that man can move. He's a horse.
Yeah, Big Ben.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
Big
that.
Ben.
Yeah, Ben can move,
Yeah.
especially like a 5 year ago. Ben was
Oh
crazy in the
man.
pocket. Man,
Yeah.
I love to see Ben in the pocket.
But look
I
what
used to
look what
love
it,
to see Ben in the pocket.
look what
Man,
it's
he be
saying though.
moving.
Look what
Look
it's
at this.
saying.
Look at this
Like
chat though.
Steelers,
This is a
the
good point.
Steelers big brass, they
Yeah.
wanted to protect Big Ben, and Arians said no. I want to run my offense, and he's doing the same thing here. He is going to ride or die. He wants the credit
Mhm.
with
But
his
this is
offense.
what happened with Lovey too. They wanted Lovey to change the defense. He said no, and they got rid of Lovey.
Yeah.
Which they
Yep.
should have.
Matter of fact, guess who was the defensive coordinator? Leslie Frazier.
Yeah.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
was he
And
though?
Leslie Frazier wasn't Leslie Frazier defensive coordinator in
He
2014?
was, but was he calling the defense? Because I mean, he was just saying it with his hands in his pockets, playing
But wait a
Sudoku
minute, he's the
sometimes.
D coordinator in Buffalo.
He was the coordinator in Minnesota.
Right, but I'm
He was the
saying,
head
but right
coach
now,
in
right
Minnesota.
now, right now, he's the D coordinator in Buffalo, and Buffalo defense is
Good. I mean, they're all right. They're okay.
Yeah, but you know, it goes back
Last
to
year they
that
was
point
better.
about getting D
It's
linemen
a
though.
different defense.
It's really different.
yeah,
Really
Buffalo
different.
deep.
Sorry.
Difference
Buffalo is deep.
from the Vikings. And especially from listen, you cannot defend Leslie and what he did in Tampa. So that's out. Like what he did in Tampa, 20 what? 15, 14? Come on, man. And then we brought in Mike Smith, and it was like kind of the same.
Oh, that was just. We
Come
still
on, man.
recovering from Mike Smith.
But they have a very different defense than us. Like the players they have is way better than what we got. Come on, man.
Well, so
The
we're
corner.
gonna bring it back. We're gonna bring it back to 2020. So
Mhm.
you know we have a bye, right? We have a bye.
Much
and
needed.
Yeah.
Boys better
As
be
far as
doing
changes-
yoga, praying.
as-
They better.
As far as changes, right? This is the fourth quarter of the season, right? This is the fourth quarter. This is the finish line. We
Finish
down
line.
stretch, right?
Already.
And remember, there's a big difference. I like to bring this up because this is a good point to kind of match up with Belichick and Arians. This is the difference. New England got stronger in December. They were very tough late in the season. The Bucks
Always.
are going the opposite way. The opposite way. They're not getting tough. They're getting weaker. That's a problem.
Hmm.
That's
I don't
a
feel
problem.
that. I don't feel they're getting weaker. I feel that they are noticing
The competition.
They like because they came in Brady, high horse. Everyone's excited. They came in thinking things were going to go smoothly, and I feel like these last 4 weeks, 5 weeks plus the bye week, you know what I'm saying? I feel like they're gonna actually recognize that they're in a fight. You
We
know,
always finish strong, though. We always finish strong.
they got it's a fight now.
We finished
It's a
strong
fight.
last year. We finished strong in 2000. Was it 16? With 9-7, we finished strong there. Like we have a tendency to finish strong, so I wouldn't put it past the team that we sweep these last few games.
And see
plus-
right
Yeah,
now,
I mean, look.
Plus you got Brady.
Look at the
Plus you
schedule.
got Brady, right?
Look at the schedule, though. The schedule. We ain't playing nobody.
Yeah,
And the thing
like
is-
Now
last
look
year.
at that.
the thing is
Yeah,
before we
but-
were racing for that. We were always in the hunt last year. Right now we're sitting in the wild card spot. So winning is
Right.
very important because the best we can get is a 5th seed. Because the
Hey,
Saints are going to
hey,
lose out.
That's why I say, Travis.
Remember
it's
now,
gonna
keep
be
this
a
in mind.
fight.
Let's keep this in mind, gentlemen. Let's keep this in mind. If the Saints win 2 games, they win the division. That's all I got to do. If they win 2 more games, they win the division. Period. No one
Don't have
don't
to
care what
fight.
we do. If they win 2 more games, they win the division.
We got a fight
Yeah,
on our
that's true.
hands, fellas. We got to fight. We
So
gotta fight.
we banking on to win the division. We're banking on the Saints to basically fall flat.
That ain't gonna happen.
I mean, they run
They
with
play the
Tyson
Falcons
Hill.
again.
They got a good defense, but they got a
They
good
play the-
defense, though.
They play the Falcons again and then the Chiefs.
The
And
Saints
they,
gonna
they
start
got
Isaiah,
dating
you see-
in a couple of weeks.
They got the Falcons, the Eagles.
The Eagles,
Chiefs.
Eagles
and
and
the
then the
Chiefs.
Chiefs. Okay. I knew the Chiefs were
So-
somewhere in there.
I
We
do
gotta
not
hope that
see
we gotta
them
hope for the
winning
Saints
those games
to
with
lose 3 or 4
Tyson Hill.
games. These last 4 games, we gotta hope for the Saints to lose 3 or 4. And what's the chance of that
Hey.
happening?
Y'all heard me.
And their defense gonna clamp that down.
So we
I don't
basically
see
looking
those-
at
I don't see
a
them
wild
winning
card.
those games with Tyson.
Yeah, Taysom just a running back playing quarterback. We know
I
that.
don't see them winning those games.
Well, they got the
Yeah,
Falcons.
No,
Now,
they
the
gonna win. They
Falcons
got that
now the
defense.
thing about this though, the
That
Saints
defense.
though, they playing the Falcons again for the second time
Yeah,
in
they
3 weeks. So they got
and they
tape.
got tape. And they got tape.
They got
Yes.
tape on
And
them now.
they put 46. They put 46 on who?
The Raiders, but they have 5 turnovers too. So I mean,
Those fans. That's why I said they have 5 turnovers. You
Same
can't win
team.
with that.
Same team though. I mean, okay,
Yeah, but
Derek Carr
they gonna
versus
scheme different.
Tyson Hill. Come
I
on,
mean,
man.
well, you got to think about it. So if let's just say they lose to the Falcons, right? Let's just say the Saints lose to the Falcons, right? That's 9-3, and then they got the lowly Eagles.
They're gonna tear
Eagles-
Carson Wentz.
The Eagles look good without Wentz. Their defense is good.
Their defense is good. They slowed down Seattle, but they got tired. I mean, the first quarter, they put up a fight.
Their
That defense, man.
look good, man.
Their defense is underrated.
Then they got the Chiefs.
Yeah, and they're gonna lose that game if they don't play Jameis.
So that's
They
2
gonna
losses.
Drew Brees
not
supposed to be
coming
back,
back.
but
he's not.
he
coming
brittle. He brittle, man.
They're not rushing Drew Brees back. They want Drew Brees in the playoffs.
No.
They may just sit in the rest of the regular season.
Yeah. And then
So
he
are
brittle.
we looking at a number 2 or 3 seed, or are we looking at a 5 or 6? Be honest.
Oh, 5 or 6. Let's be real, y'all. 5 or 6. 5 or 6. I hate this 5 or 6.
No, man, it depends on how we end the season. Because I don't have.
Man,
I don't have faith in Taysom Hill. Y'all got faith in Taysom. I don't have faith in Taysom Hill.
No,
I'm focused on us.
I got faith in. Yes. I focus on us, but Saints got that defense though, fam.
I'm focused
So
on us,
Taysom
man. I said this before the Chiefs game. If we win, 12-4. If we lose, 11-5.
Right.
My schedule prediction was 11-5. We're right on schedule.
With first year Brady in the system, I was like, we're not going to be a perfect team. We're going to go through that rough patch. It's just unfortunate that rough patch is happening still in this point of the season.
What we don't want,
It's the best teams.
We
It's
don't
the
want
best teams.
we don't want the 6th seed. We don't want that.
But if we get the 5th, we're playing NFC East,
Right.
NFC East.
And what we're doing right now is we're betting on the offense to work.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's what we're betting
keep
on.
this in mind. This is a good point. Now check this out. The Chiefs, going back to the Chiefs game, the Chiefs first quarter 17-0. For the next 3 quarters, the Bucks outscored them 24-10. 24-10. They outscored the Chiefs. We didn't. If we'd have played the first quarter, if they would have played the damn first quarter, we would have won the game.
Do you know
And then
how
you
many
got
games I watched?
and Tom Brady two picks in the red zone.
Let's talk.
Well,
about,
in
let's talk
their
about
territory.
this. Let's talk about this. In the past, I want to say 8 weeks, right? We've had slow starts in every damn week.
Yes, that's true. That is true.
Like come on,
Brady come
man.
out, he throwing high balls on the ground,
Like come
getting
on.
pressure.
And then the thing last year, we get behind, so we got to pass, right? Okay, so we're getting behind last year because of turnovers. Now we're getting behind last year because we can't get it done. We can't get a first down. Which one is better? Can't get a first down or throw a turnover. I feel that can't get a first down. You punt the ball, field position, but we used to score a lot last year.
That was the difference.
We used to score a lot.
But imagine
With a
our
lot of
offense last year
turnovers.
with this year's defense
And
we would have been in the playoffs last year.
and special teams.
Yes, because they
Isaiah.
cost us games last year.
Isaiah, Mr. Bucko, hey, Mister, the game against the Giants,
Oh Lord, I'm still that.
the game
The
against
Seahawks.
Tennessee
The
last year.
Seahawks.
That
The
Tennessee
Seahawks
one
game.
hurt too, and the Seahawks one.
35 points.
Oh,
with
the
no
Seahawks.
turnovers against the Seattle Seahawks. With this year's defense,
Look.
we're 10-6 last year, man. Like, come on, man. Like, I mean, this year is looking like last year. We're having the same exact problems, except the offense was rolling.
It's just the
right?
production of the offense now.
The production of the offense was rolling with a right tackle that was not better than worse.
Well, you had so let me ask you this question then. So with Brady picks, right? So
Mm-hmm.
if you go back and look at Brady picks, right, 11 picks, he's passed his highest in a long time. You know what I'm saying? Last year he did
Mm-hmm.
8. He's at 11. He's projected to go what 15, 16 picks. So what's the difference? So I don't know exactly all the
I'm
Brady
going to
picks
answer
when they
your
happened as
question.
far as what down they were, like whether it was a third down, fourth down, or second down. So
I'm gonna
if
tell
it's
you. I'm
third
gonna tell
down,
you.
if you throw a pick on third down versus a punt, what's the difference?
Okay,
Field
listen.
It
position.
depends how far the
Okay,
pick
listen.
is.
Hold
It
on.
depends how far it
I'm gonna
is
answer.
and
I'm
the
gonna answer
return
you
yards.
real quick. Last year we knew what it was. This year we're trying to figure it out. Tell me what you would rather have. Last year, we know what we're going to do, and then on defense, it's a bit better. But with this year's offense, damn, we don't know what it is. We don't know if it's
You want no identity.
BA. We don't know
Identity,
if it's
Isaiah. We
BA,
got to
if
find
it's
identity.
Brian Leftwich, if it's Tom Brady, too many people to go to. Like last year, we
Yes,
knew what
that
it was. We knew what it was. This year, we don't know. And now we're losing games because we can't score more points than the defense allows. With the same thing
How
was
many points we
last
average
year.
this season? How
The
many points a
last
game?
year we scored
How many
way
points a game? How
more.
many points per game we averaging right now this season?
like 28, I think, something like that.
So it's about the same as last year.
But
Yeah. I said that.
the thing is, last year we knew the
The
defense was
defense
not
better.
ready.
You're right. The
Last year
defense
we
is
knew the
better though.
defense
You got to
was
count
not
that.
ready. This year we
Defense is
expect
better.
things to be a bit more. And right now the problem is the offense because we're not scoring enough.
When it
We're not
matters,
scoring enough. We're
When it
not
matters,
starting
yes.
enough.
we're
Yes.
getting them empty calorie stats.
29
Like
points
we
a
got a
game.
lot of empty calorie stats.
29 points per game. And last year we was pretty
Right.
much the same.
But the
Yeah.
same thing is we
But
score a
defense is
lot.
better.
I mean, the averages go with who we played. We played a lot of trash teams, and we ran the
Yes,
score up.
that is true. That is true. This year we
We
only
ran the score up
got
with
one
a lot of
signature
trash
win.
teams, man.
We had a harder
But
schedule
We
last
only
year.
got one.
I was just gonna say that, Isaiah. We had a harder schedule last year.
We only got one signature win this year, guys.
Come on, man. Let's
Like
keep
for real.
let's
Look at
keep
that.
it real, bro. Like we
All the
watched the
stats that
game.
Brady and all us we got fat. We ain't play nobody. Look at the defenses we play. Look at the quarterbacks we play. Look at the defenses we play. It was easy to pass stats. I mean, you got to play your competition, but
So
when
let
it
me ask you
came
this
down to
question,
really
guys. So
produce,
let me ask y'all this question. So what do you think? I want to talk about the receiving core, right? As far as the chemistry and who should be getting the ball at the pecking order for the next 4
right?
games. What do you
Okay.
think? And anybody can chime on this. What do you think when it comes to who's going to be the actual number one? Like, is it Mike Evans or is it going to be
It should,
AB? Is it going to be Chris
it should
Godwin? Like,
be
who needs to take the
no.
charge?
It should be Mike Evans.
Definitely.
But Brady seemed like he can't find Mike Evans unless he's in the red zone.
His
When he go
biggest
away from the
disconnection.
primary targets, when he
Mike.
go away from the primary targets, that's when he struggled. When he tried to force the AB, even little Skylar Miller ain't getting no action. When Skylar Miller was getting action, the offense produced it better because he had chemistry.
Yeah.
And we
Yeah.
gave Brady everything he wanted. He knew what he was getting into. Got Grunt, brought your AB. We didn't need AB, guys. Come on now, we was already
Yeah.
good.
And
We
listen,
didn't need AB. I like AB, but we didn't need him.
before we signed AB, I wanted AB really bad, and I see that. I don't feel it was a good signing. I felt like
No, because it just messed up the flow. It just messed up the flow.
Yeah.
You already
Yeah.
got
It was
top
it was
dog
a it was
receivers
a
to feed.
restart. It was a restart because now
Yeah,
you're starting
yeah.
again with something, a new ingredient to the pot. Since you're talking about
Okay,
food.
so
Yeah.
okay, Travis. So
Travis, you're right.
since AB has been here, has the offense improved or got worse?
It's gotten worse.
No, we got worse.
It got worse.
The best game was the Carolina Panthers game,
We got
but if you think about that Saints game when he first got thrown in, it was so fast, and you could tell they were forcing things to him.
Yeah.
But our offense hasn't been the same since.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, he's been with the team 4 weeks now. 4 weeks. He has no
Nope.
touchdowns,
No touchdown.
no explosion plays, no nothing.
He just getting a check and getting some catches.
Yep.
He's
As good
doing
as he
another
is,
audition.
you would think as good as AB is, you would think that he would have made a huge
He don't know
difference.
the offense.
That's what I
No, it ain't that. The
said.
problem, but the problem is we got too many top dollars receiver. We didn't need them because now
That's
you
what
add
Tobias said.
But no, hold on.
you got Mike.
I'm
You
gonna
got
tell
Mike.
y'all what y'all not thinking about though. It's like we're talking about these receivers, but the receivers in this offense with this guy needs to be the second thought. We have to run the ball first in
No, I
order
agree.
for what we signed this year to work. We signed Tom Brady. Tom is not the guy to sling it. We have to run the ball first. You know, so all these receivers is really just a distraction from what we need to be doing. You know, we have all these receivers, but yeah,
Rojo
they
top
got to be
5 in
second.
running too. Rojo is actually running the
Hey,
ball.
Like, come on,
hey,
man. He
hey,
ran the
y'all.
ball nine
Hey, man.
times, got 7
Hey,
yards and a carry. Like,
we got.
what
Hey,
is
we got to look at. We got to remember Brady. Okay, he's terrific. This is what 20th season, 19th, whatever.
he's not terrific.
Brady and that guy. He's not that guy to carry a team. He need a running game. Even though we asked him to chuck the ball, throw the ball, even though I think he want to show that he can still do that, but Brady can't carry a team, and it's showing. He
He
need everything
never
to go right
has
around
carried a
him.
team. When has he
No,
carried a
it was
team? I want to tell me
no.
anyone.
That's my
When has he ever carried a team? Anybody?
because Brady always had it. He always had a top-notch defense, top 10 defense in most of his
He always
years,
had the
like top
defense.
5, top 10, always. And he had a great coach, so he ain't never had to like score high. Like when
His
Brady first
best
came on,
offensive season
he
was
was a
with
game
Randy Moss.
manager. He
You
was a
want to know
game manager at
the
first.
biggest difference between New England style and Tampa style? You never knew what you was going to get with
Adjustments,
New England from week to week, right? Like 1 minute, Josh McDaniels
adjustments,
will run the ball 41 times 1 week, and then the
and
next week
he'll throw it
he'll
41 times.
throw the ball 41 times. Like he adjusted to every opponent. And Arians' offense is not designed
Yes,
like that. It is what it is. It's like every week this is what you're going to get. The same scheme, the same thing. It's like he don't scheme to per game. He don't scheme like that. He don't scheme per game. He schemes basically what he got is what the playbook is what the playbook is. 1 minute, yeah. When you ever do you ever think you're gonna see Arians run the ball 41 times,
no,
No.
nope.
Hey,
35?
can I ask y'all something? That year that Bruce Arians won the Super Bowl, what kind of defense did he have?
They had a good defense in Pittsburgh.
Mm.
They always had good defenses.
When he
James
went
Harrison was defensive player of the year that year.
with the Cardinals, what did
They had
what
Todd
did he
Bowles. Their
have?
defense was good.
What kind
So
of
here we go.
defense?
Look
It
at
was
this. Look at this.
good.
Look at this chat right here. Tobias, Travis. Travis, you got
See,
T. Smitty
look at that
3000.
super chat.
In 16 of Brady's 20 years in New England, he had a top 10 D.
So what
Now come on now.
what kind of D did we have in the last decade in Tampa? Come on,
31,
guys. Like we have to
31st.
think now.
Garbage.
We have
You
to
know, I've
think
had
now.
defenses been like the worst in history, like the past couple of years combined. Like it's been bad.
Come on,
And then
man.
look, even though people say we stop and run, now everybody just gonna throw because you get just like last year.
You don't
Like
have to run.
spread them out, let it rip. Especially when you want to do a decent quarterback.
Well, I'm gonna say it like this, and I'm gonna bring two more guys on. I'm gonna bring on Lee and Corey from Nashville. I'm gonna bring these two guys on to replace you two guys, but
I want to say one more
exclusive
thing, man.
Cheesy Breezy. I appreciate y'all
You
coming on here, man. You know, we in the locker room chilling, and you guys talked about some really, really, really deep stuff here, like real deep. Like you
Yeah.
cut deep. You cut deep on this
And
little
that's
session right here with us four right here. This was a deep cut, deep incision that it burns with alcohol. When you put alcohol on this.
yes.
And it's the truth. Like a lot of truth in this is this what we got to understand with this team. What we have at the current point, at the current status that we are at 7-5, this is an average team. I don't care about
I agree.
the names on the behind the jerseys. This team
Right.
is average. It is what it
Yeah.
is, and a lot of people don't want to hear it. You know, the woulda, coulda, shouldas. We can do this all night, but we're not
Yep.
gonna do that.
Mhm.
But these next 4 weeks is if we can finish strong, and I think we can, and I think it's
Bro,
a
it's
high
do or die.
probability that we do.
Listen. These next 4 weeks is do or die for the next decade. Like, think about it for real.
Pressure.
These next 4 weeks is do or die for the next decade. Because if we fail,
We got to make the playoffs, Isaiah.
come on, man, they're gonna clean house.
Oh man,
listen, we're
that'd
gonna
be
have,
bad. We don't make the playoffs,
They're
dog.
probably gonna have one more year with Tom. But after that, if we don't do it, then think about it, folks. Think about it. The decision that we made in December of 2019 is going to affect us for the next decade.
We're gonna see. We will see exclusive Garmy and Cheesy Breezy. We will see. But with that being said, I appreciate y'all coming into the
Yes, sir.
to the locker room and giving your
Hey,
insight.
keep doing your thing,
Exclusive
bro.
Garmy for the second time. You have a lot on your mind. But Cheesy Breezy, you made some good points and you brought up some good topics and had good feedback on. So I appreciate you coming
Cheesy,
in.
man. Salute,
into
bro.
the locker
No
room.
problem, no problem, man. To you too, fam. To you too. All right, Isaiah.
Yes, sir.
I got you. One.
So we got Lee, and then we got Corey from.
How much the tips this morning?
Corey from Nashville and Lee. Welcome to the locker room. Lee, I know who you are. So.
What's going on, fellas?
I'm in here. What's going on, fellas? It's
So
real
y'all know what we've been
choppy on
talking
my phone
about.
for
So
some
I mean,
reason.
y'all can just.
Can y'all hear me?
Y'all can just chime right on in, man.
Yeah, we can hear you, boss. What's going on? I think, God, let me speak first. Get this out the way.
I can't even.
To me, the flow has been messed up ever since AB got on the team. If you go look at the numbers, the efficiency actually went down ever since we got AB. I mean, straight trash. I mean, Brady was throwing about 68% completion rate. Now it's down to like to 61 or something like that. So ever since, I think AB, I mean, it's not saying AB's a bad player. He's not. He's a great player. But at the same time, we trying to fit him in, and we already had a flow going on with the other receivers he had, and we didn't need them. And so on top of that, I think the play calling has been just terrible. I mean, we should be running the ball. They talk about we gonna feed Rojo, and then you don't feed Rojo. And I honestly, brothers, I can't take Leonard Fournette. When he just tiptoed to the line of scrimmage, it kills me every time. Now he might be able to catch balls sometimes, but Rojo needs more touches. We need to get that boy in the game and keep him in there because he's hot and he run the ball with determination. But I don't know what's going on with the offense. It's been really the Chiefs game. If the offense could have busted up something, it'd have been post.
Right.
I mean, but
a
lot of it's been play calling and really kind of stubbornness not to use Rojo and stubbornness to stick in the zone defense, stubbornness to single cover freaking Tariq Hill.
Oh my God!
Without a safety over the top of him, and I mean Winfield has had a good year, but he was slow going off top. You have to be over top of Tariq Hill. Everybody knows that. And it's like, man, what are we doing? And then I think the only reason why we even got in the game is because the Chiefs geared it down. But I mean, beside that, man, the offensive play calling has been terrible. Brian Leftwich he'll dial him up against a terrible team, but a good defense, he loses his mind, man. They get Rojo out the game, man. And Rojo is ride Rojo, man. Ride him, run the ball. I was screaming to run the ball, man. The time when Brady threw his first pick of the Chiefs game, I think it was a 3rd and 15. We completed that 3rd and 15 miracle play. We should have ran the ball right after that.
Right after that.
And then they try to do a quick play
to Scotty Miller.
Throw to Scotty Miller where he was covered because Brady was getting pressured, so he just threw it. He didn't have a check down, apparently. He didn't have a hot read, and it was a pick. We should have ran the ball there. We had plenty of time. Same thing with the Rams game. We could have ran the ball. They throwing that where he threw the pick to lose game. We had 4 verticals running, and he threw the freaking break. What kind of play calling is that? And really, to me, it got to make him mad because Brady should have been like, no, I shouldn't. He should have been smart enough to make that move. But anyhow, the play calling, offensive play calling, the continuity of the offense is been destroyed to me by AB. Maybe they could get together with a bye week. I don't know. But
Corey, what do you
I
think,
don't know,
Corey?
man. It's just been. The lackluster play calling has been on offense has been terrible. I think we can if we bring in someone else, and sometimes the play call has been like we got an antique offense, kind of like with Dirk Cutter, man. It was like they say this offense is antiquated. I think some announcer said that last year, and it seemed like the same way. Not last year, but year before last. But it seemed like that way, man. It just seemed like, man, we could be doing much more with this offense, and it's not any type of creativity or anything. But that's my spiel, guys. Let the other brother go.
No, you're good. The biggest thing with me, listen, man, it's just the elephant in the room. We trying to run the system we ran last year with a quarterback that can't quite run that system anymore. And this was my biggest issue. And I'm all over Twitter. I've been all over since forever, but especially pertaining to the Bucs quarterback situation. Since it happened, I said, listen, guys, unless we're bringing Tom Brady's system over here, you're going to see what's going to happen when we play against good teams. I said this. We're 7-5 right now, right? Let's put some things in perspective. That's not what we signed Tom Brady for, to be 7-5 at this juncture in the season. Let's go back, man. We won 7 games last year, right? Without even counting the London game, without even counting the San Fran game, right? Let's talk about games that came right off the kicker's foot. Shit, we don't pay excuse my language, Isaiah. I know you really don't cuss like that on your channel. My bad. It's just everybody else I call into. They be on censor. I apologize. So the Giants game last year, and then we blow that game in Seattle. And I live in Nashville, so I'm at the Titans game. I saw Devin White.
That game too.
Yeah, we were supposed to link up. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm watching Devin White force that fumble on Ryan Suckup. I saw it live. I saw the fumble happen live, dude. I was standing up in the stands, running back and forth because we was running it back. I was running with the DB, running with him, boom, 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 and they called that back. I'm like, okay, fine. But those are 3 wins that had nothing to do with 30 interceptions. Thank you. Those are 3 wins that had nothing to do with 30. I'm not even talking about the last Falcons game when all the kicker had to do was make 3 kicks inside of 50 yards. Make one of those kicks. I'm saying he missed 3 inside 50, but he just makes 1 before the Falcons get the drive to tie the game. He just makes 1. That game is done. That's Isaiah. That's 4 wins that have nothing to do with interceptions. You see what I'm saying? And we won 7 last year. 23rd ranked rushing attack. This is why I'm not that hard on Arians and Leftwich, because they assumed that they were getting an upgrade at quarterback, not a lateral move. They just was like, well, but to me, man, I think they bought into what the media was saying. And I've been all over Twitter saying, I was like, dog, Jameis didn't throw 30 interceptions, bro. Like, and if you just watch Tampa Bay football, there were several games in the beginning of the season that were there to be won, and we blew it on the other side of the ball as well. San Fran, okay, he threw the pick 6, cool. But people don't want to account to the fumble that OJ had in the red zone. We was moving the ball. You know what I'm saying? People not going to count that Texans game. Jameis played bad, but we're not going to talk about Cam Brate dropping that ball on 4th and 1 that on a drive we was going down the field. You see what I'm saying? Like, there's so much football. There's so many things that had happened last season, and we ended up 7-9, and we weren't. This year we would have been right on track to where we're at, and that's not what we got Brady for. But I'm not trying to be hard on Arians and Leftwich, because shit, with no running game, they still had the number 3 overall ranked offense with no running game last year. They're calling the plays that fit their skilled players. Tom Brady was the addition. Like, you can't make Godwin and Evans change up what they doing. What they would have. Godwin had a career year last year, man. Like, he was steady on that incline. Like, it's not like he went from 20 catches 2 years ago to where he was last year. Nah, man. He inclined in Dirks last year, and then he took it to the next level in Arians last year. I'm watching analysts that have been extremely objective with Tampa Bay, not the Skip Bayless who love Tom Brady, not the other people we'll talk about on ESPN who just bash 30 for 30 defensive player of the year. Bro, like, watch a Bucks game. Just do me that favor.
They don't watch Bucks game.
Watch a Bucks game. Go watch that London game and tell me, I'm gonna be serious, bro. Tell me how many direct interceptions James threw that you was like, well, that's just on him, bro. That first one, dog. Bradbury got inside, and even Mike Evans said it. He was like, well, James put the ball where it's supposed to go. I let him get inside of me, and Bradbury defends Mike Evans very well every year. So I really wanted to sign him, honestly.
Bradbury, he was there.
Yeah,
he wanted a lot of money too.
Yeah, that's what it was. You know what I'm saying? So that's cool. I get it. And we wanted to build that young secondary. And I'm gonna let everybody else talk in a moment. But the Chiefs game, let's talk directly about that. Listen, man, the Chiefs had the ball 3 times at the beginning of the game and had 3 points. I don't know what more you can ask.
The defense did their job.
I agree. The defense did their job.
I don't know. I don't know what more you can ask in the beginning of the game. And then when they went up 17, okay, we forced a fumble. And I think this when Rojo got his touchdown when we forced the fumble. But
that saved the game from being a blowout.
Oh my goodness. And that second half was our game to win. And that's where I got a little. I've been getting upset with Arians and Leftwich with the usage of Rojo all year. I thought the Carolina game was it. I was tweeting all over. I was like, all right, this is the game he proved that he's the bell cow. You can't give no guy like that 9 carries, bro. Like, he proved in that game that if he just gets the ball, he's going to keep breaking. He runs so hard for a 4-3 guy.
Check this out. Now, this is what people sometimes they don't look deeper. They don't look past the numbers. They don't look past the play calling. Look at the decision making. Dating back to last year now, and I hate to keep harping last year, but this is so much a good comparison when it comes to the Rojo situation. Going into the season last year, Bruce Arians, Peyton Barber is a starting running back in the NFL. He's a starting running back. He's a good running back. He's this and that. He's trying to sell us Peyton Barber.
I like our room.
Sell us Peyton Barber. Where's Peyton Barber at?
That's hilarious you said that. Bro, I'm watching him on punt return coverage.
That shows you he was a starting running back for the Bucks. Peyton freaking Barber was getting all these carries for no reason.
That.
Peyton freaking Barber.
Everybody knew Rojo needed them carries, man.
He was the guy last year.
I don't know why a lot of fans don't like Rojo. Rojo is a beast. Look at the tape, cuz. Look at the tape. You gotta feed him, though.
I was one of those guys that was like, I was iffy on Rojo because of Dork Cutter. Cutter. I was iffy on him.
Yeah, agreed.
He wasn't using him.
Agreed.
So I was the guy. I was one of those guys. I was like, Rojo, man, I don't like this. Well, last year he started showing some signs, and I still was kind of like on the fence.
Now, how good do you think Aaron Jones is? How good do you think he is?
Aaron Jones?
Yeah.
Oh, man, he's a monster.
So they work out together in the offseason.
Oh, yeah, they're from the same city, I think. They're both from Texas.
I don't know if
they're from Texas.
He's from Texas. He just went to USC.
Right.
So Rojo goes live and they show their workouts. Dude, when I say Rojo was dogging Aaron Jones and certain like they have a hill that they have to race up. It meant so much to me to see Rojo coming in first every single time. He's beating Aaron Jones up the field. He's beating Aaron Jones in the drills. It's posted. You can find it. It's easy. You can find it. And I was motivated watching him. And then I watched Aaron Jones be a fantasy star. And then you pick up Rojo, he might get 15 touches. That's just not right, man. It's not right.
And what's so crazy?
Rojo need more touches.
Peyton Barber was getting so many carries last year.
No,
it was ridiculous.
Rojo need more touches. Yeah, Rojo need more touches. He need more. He need to be more on a passing scheme. I don't get Fournette out of there. I'm tired of Fournette.
He convinced me this year, man. Rojo convinced me finally. Like, okay, let's get this man the ball. I've
been knowing Rojo was a guy.
Rojo's biggest struggle was catching the ball.
Yeah,
but we knew, and I wasn't a fan either. But he definitely made me a fan of him this year, and I was like, okay, he's our number one guy.
Well, when you draft guys,
who I'm not comparing them, but you know who's known for not catching the ball? Adrian Peterson.
Yeah.
But they fed him, right? Man, I just feed Rojo, man. Feed that boy the ball, boy. and he can catch a little short screen. I mean, but man, come on, man. If we run the ball more,
Jamal Charles,
we'll have better success.
Jamal Charles, that's who he reminds me.
He reminds me of Jamal Charles.
That's a good comparison. It's a good comparison.
Explosive.
I think he's a little more
He's
powerful.
explosive as hell. Like he convinced me. He finally convinced me this year. I was like, dang, this dude he basically, like you said, with the workouts with Aaron Jones. So it's showing that he put the work in to become a top 10 back. He put the work in.
Bro, he on the beach, running in the sand, running up the hill. Bro, I was just so excited coming into this year with him. And it's just, why do Tampa Bay have to be the team that sees stuff late? Like Jacksonville they drafted Leonard Fournette, number 4 overall 6 years. What was it, 6 years ago now? Yeah, 6 years ago. 5. Oh, so he came in the same draft as Jameis? Is it the same draft?
It was
no,
number 7.
They drafted him 3 years ago.
Yeah, so year 4. This is year 4.
I think it's 3 years ago.
Wait. I'm talking about Fournette.
Fournette, yes, 3 years ago.
He didn't finish his rookie contract.
This is his
no, he's still in his rookie contract now.
No, but I mean,
he's
still with it. But I mean, he didn't finish it with Jacksonville.
They draft this guy. They draft this. No. Oh yeah, that's right. He's the McCaffrey draft. So
McCaffrey draft 2017.
They draft this guy, number 4 overall. They saw something, bro. They saw something, and then we just snatch him up like he about to come and just be. They saw something, and what they saw is what we're seeing every Sunday since he's been on our except for what games that he had that long touchdown run?
Carolina.
Carolina. So except for that game, he's shown us what Jackson. Why does Tampa Bay? Why do we have to be that team? It's like we have no foresight. We have no foresight as a franchise. Sometimes, like,
you know, it's so crazy that you say that the fact that the Jacksonville was like, you know what? Even though he was, productive, but it was like empty calories. It was like the numbers looked good, but the average yards per carry was bad. He didn't have no explosion plays. And what's so crazy is James Robinson, undrafted running back free agent,
it's killing him.
It's killing it.
Undrafted,
folks.
Because he's hungry, man.
Honestly, I'd rather we kept Dare. Honestly, he's better third down back than Fournette. He got better hands.
He did have better hands.
Undrafted running back James Robinson is top 8 in rushing. Rookie undrafted, so he beat the odds. He beat the odds clearly, and he's just as productive, actually more productive. If you look at it per 16 games, it will actually look better than Fournette.
Well, luckily, at this point in the season, we have these last 4 games. Bruce Arians hinted at it a few games ago, about 2 games ago, when they said, what type of team are you? And he said, we are a tired team, because we hadn't had a bye week up to that point.
That late bye, man, it hurt.
So,
it stunk the team.
So my biggest thing about getting into the dance is getting into the dance with momentum, knowing who you are. I was extremely encouraged with our front 4 Sunday. Like the Chiefs have a
D-line.
The D-line. I was encouraged because they got constant pressure. The Chiefs had 100 yards in the second half until that last drive where they had to go down the field. But even then, they got pressure.
Right.
Even then, they got pressure. Yeah, they got pressure, but it's Mahomes. You feel me? Like as a defensive coach, if Mahomes is backing up, then you're supposed to be telling your linebackers to back up as well. Don't come forward. Because his arm talent, but his arm talent is gonna. If you come up, he can throw that ball 20 yards backing up, like with the same zip as and that's how he got the first down to Sammy Watkins.
And to that point, I think they should have and stop being prideful and rush 3 sometimes and drop everything in zone. I think sometimes with those big plays, zone it up or spy him or something like that. But it was like they kept on rushing 4. I was like, man, you can't do that with Patrick Mahomes because he buy time with his legs.
Do me a favor right now. Y'all know what the NFL is all about, right? What is it about right now? It's like the NBA. What's the NBA about right now? 3-point and shooting, right? Mm-hmm. The NFL is all about passing. Tell me right now, who's a top 3 defense in the league? Just real quick, off top of your head.
Rams.
The Steelers.
Who else?
Rams.
One more.
Colts.
There you go. Bro, do you know what defense the Colts run, bro?
Cover 3-3-5?
No, bro. They run cover 2. They are a cover 2 defense. We got Kansas City. How do you negate speed on the outside? I would have turned Kansas City into a running team. Period.
They should have did it. They should have known Kansas City's strength is passing the ball. Game. You turned them into a running team. You're gonna beat us with Clyde Edwards-Helaire versus Tyreek Hill.
I'm running too deep. I'm running too deep all game.
Yeah, that was crazy. And they did not run a lot of too deep. And they made an adjustment in the second half, but they should have been doing that off top.
Even I know that, bro. I don't get paid millions to make that. I know if I'm playing Kansas City, I'm playing too deep. Period. That's what I'm playing. And they're gonna have to beat us in the seam, and they're gonna have to run the ball. But we're gonna Tyreek is not gonna. Carlton Davis is having a Pro Bowl year, and because he was matched up against a receiver that runs a 4.2, it's like.
Like 1-on-1.
That was poor scouting. That was poor. That was poor scouting.
That was terrible, man. Like that made. I would have put him on Sammy Watkins, and if you were gonna match
Jamel Dean. I mean, you put Murphy Button. You put Murphy Button on Tyreek Hill because Murphy Button actually
he's a little
he's
faster, but it's just like the Bowles done. That's not the only time he's done. Like against the Rams. We have to take away what teams do well, and that's what I love about the Patriots. That's what they do.
Adjust. They every week it's something different. They adjust
take away what
to the
you
damn team.
What you do well is what they're going to take away.
They're going to take it away.
And they've been that way.
Period.
Like
the Rams, we should have
Cooper
Right,
Kupp.
the Rams, we should have iced Cooper Kupp.
They're number one. They're number one in rack. Right? Why do they have to?
Team. They're a yak team.
Why do they have to leave the game still number one?
Jeez.
You know what I'm saying? Like that makes it's just the schematics throw me off. But like I said, man, we're 7-5. We have a very winnable 4 games. And to me, getting into the playoffs is more about the momentum when you get in there, coupled with the talent. We don't want to. If we go 11,
can't lose not one game. Not one game will basically make me say, you know what?
Exactly. Out of these 4 games, bro, if we lose one of these games, if we lose one of these games, I'm like, we're going home in the first round. Like. And honestly,
that's if we make it.
Joe, honestly, man, the team that kind of scares me, bro, that I really don't want to play is Washington. Believe it or not,
that defense is no joke.
But yeah, I don't want to play them.
Travis, you brought that up with the Washington D line.
I did. Bro, that defense is nasty, and their quarterback is not a typical third string. It's Alex Smith.
Travis, what's so crazy that you brought the Washington D line up? First round pick. And
the thing that blows me the most about that because of their D line, their pass coverage, they're number 3 overall against the pass because of that defensive. You can't name. Yes, they're number 3 against the pass. Yes,
dude, I'm telling you,
they're number 3 against the pass.
How did I miss that?
They're number 3 against the pass. And
I didn't look that up. Hold up.
Yeah, man, I'm serious.
I thought that was the Steelers.
Hey, Travis, you looking that up, Travis?
No, the Steelers have the number 3 total defense because you know how they rank defense. They rank defense by yards.
Right.
Yeah.
I thought they did it by points.
Yeah, they rank it by yards. It's by yards. So the Steelers don't give up a lot. They don't give up. Minka Fitzpatrick. I promise the guy, man. Oh, that dude he's a monster. Like he's dude, man. Like I'm like, bro, we would have had a chance to get the 2 top defensive players in that draft. Like, why not just go get him? We drafted Winfield. We drafted a safety. You know, if we could have finessed a way to not give up that first, because we did draft the rookie of the year, even though he's not going to win it. The offensive rookie of the year,
right?
It's Tristan Wirfs. It's not even really that close. Like it's that kid's going to do what he's going to do what Quentin Nelson did.
I told you.
Yeah, bro. All you gotta do is check it, bro. If you got a receiver going against the Redskins in fantasy, bro, it's a bad matchup every week. They're red every week.
Who's that number 1 corner?
Exactly. I don't know. I don't know.
Who's the number 1 corner?
That's how good their front is. That's what I'm saying. I don't know. They got
Fuller. They have the Fuller brother.
They got one of the Fuller brothers.
Yeah, they won the Fuller brother.
Monroe.
That's decent.
Fuller,
Monroe. There you go. Fabian. From Florida
Fabian Monroe, he got speed. Yeah, I don't know what his covering skills are, but he fast.
Ronald Darby.
Yeah, they got Darby.
Carmen
Darby. But so they got a good secondary.
The fact that we got to think about it lets you know how good their front is.
Matter of fact, Travis, what's their run defense? What's their run defense looking like?
So their run defense is not as good. Their run defense is in the middle of the pack.
Yeah, but they got that's because they got
pass defense is number 1
rushers because they're full of pass rushers.
According to ESPN, pass defense is number 1 before the Steelers.
But that could be skewed because look who they played though. That could be skewed.
Yes,
but you can only play. You
played Dallas and you played the Giants. You know what I'm saying? They ain't played no
sacks. They're third.
A great passing attack.
Third in sacks. There we go.
Behind Pittsburgh and Philly.
That's what I was telling you. That's what I was telling you. They got pass rushers.
Yeah, Philly deep though. Philly deep in pass rushers though.
That's
Philly
what I'm
Yeah, I'm
saying.
talking about Washington. Washington got pass. That's why they middle against the run because they don't have a lot of Vita. They drafted for the modern NFL, bro.
Oh,
That's what they drafted
dang.
for.
Third in sacks and third in defensive pass. God,
Yeah, man.
you don't want to play the Redskins. You know
No,
what
you
play the
don't,
Redskins
because they're
That's why I said
because they're about
if
to
we get
get
the fifth
hot.
seed,
They're about
we
to
do
get
not want
hot
to
right
play
now
them.
because they're trying to win a division now. They're about to get hot. People making fun of the NFC East, but them inserting Alex Smith in there and him actually getting more and more confident. If we don't go undefeated, that's why I said if we go undefeated, I think we'll be fine because our talent trumps what they can do to us. So I think our talent will show. If we go 11-5, we'll have that momentum, and we actually will be the scariest team to play because we match up with some of those top. It's just the Saints have a big brother, little brother thing going with us right now because they're not more talented than we are. It's the fact that
It's
like
the
my little
coaching.
brother,
It's
bro,
the coaching.
it's the coaching, and that's all part of being a big brother. They don't feel like they will ever be outcoached against us, so they get on
I
the
think the
field
Saints
knowing
got a better
their
roster.
coach. I don't think so, man.
No, they don't.
I think
We
they're
got the
better. I
best
think they're better in
roster.
certain
We got the
spots. I
best
think their
roster
O-line is
besides the
better.
Chiefs.
I think they do. I think from
We
player
got the
1
best
to player
roster in the
53,
league.
from
I
player
think their
1 to
O-line is
53,
better. I think
from
their
So you're going
player
by
O-line is
1
better.
depth.
to
Okay,
53.
I see what Isaiah
Player
is saying.
1 to
Isaiah's going by
53,
depth
they have a better roster. Player 1 to
because
53.
we have good starters, but the Saints
We don't
can
have
They
rotate
depth.
their
got depth.
players. They got depth, which is true.
That's what they
Our
beat us
depth is
at.
trash.
That's the difference. Don't look at the 22, folks. Don't look at the 22 when the Bucks and Saints.
So you
Look
think
at
the
53.
Saints 53 is better?
Way better.
Yeah.
Not even close.
Yeah, especially when you got that what's that DN they got. He wasn't
Trey
even,
Henderson.
he ain't even a starter, man.
Henderson.
Yeah.
I
Okay,
think he's
I get it.
leading in
I'll
sacks
concede
at some
that.
point.
I'll
Yeah,
concede that.
Henderson, he kills Donovan every time.
Every
Like
time.
we need to put
He's
Wells in.
actually second in the league in sacks
Jesus.
behind Aaron
What?
Donald. Yes,
What?
Trey Hendrickson.
Yeah,
Before
he been
Miles
balling,
Garrett,
man.
Darius Smith, and
'Cause
T.J. Watt.
Davenport comes off the bench now because Davenport was the starter.
Yeah, he
And
didn't.
He ain't got hurt.
sometimes they go
Yeah.
Davenport, Trey Henderson, and Cam Jordan on the line
Yeah,
at the same time. And they
right.
get Sheldon Rankins back from injury.
See
I didn't even think.
the first game against the Saints this year. I thought we were gonna have success because I knew Davenport went in there, but Donovan got wrecked in that game.
Yeah.
And then we didn't play well as a team.
Too. Arians let them have it too. And like I said, man, we just need momentum going into it. And I know Isaiah, you got people waiting to call in and stuff, but we got we just got we got to get momentum going into the postseason because I think at certain levels we took a step back throughout this season, and if we lose one of these games, bro, our confidence is going to be shot. We are no longer going to believe
Vikings, watch
in
that Vikings
Tom
game.
Brady, bro. Watch that game.
Watch that game, folks.
The
Be
only
careful.
the only thing I'm not scared. I'm just not scared of Kirk Cousins. He's been
Kirk
playing
Cousins,
well.
that's the only
He's been
thing.
playing well. I'm just
Kirk
not
Cousins.
scared of him. I'm just so not scared of him. But they're going to be coming off. I think they went. Who they play this Sunday?
Jacksonville.
See, they're going. Okay, so they're coming off an emotional win
6-6. If they beat
against
Jacksonville,
Carolina.
that's 6-6.
Man, they're going to be 6-6, and we'll be playing directly for that 5th seed, or 6 or that 6 seed because we're in the 6 right now, right? Yeah, we're 6.
Yep.
And because Arizona's faltering because your boys, he's hurt. They ain't gonna say it, but he hurt. So we just got to gain this momentum back and still believe that we are that team that we said we were going to be. It's just I told everybody, man. I said, listen, we can't run it Arian system full tilt with Tom Brady. That's just not. He's 43, bro. Like that's why he came out hot at the beginning of the season. Well, he didn't because we lost to the Saints. We played this. Everybody told me, "Oh, he's not gonna cost us games." All 5 of our losses are almost directly accredited to Tom Brady's interceptions. Even like every single the Saints game,
definitely the Rams game
last week.
I mean,
the Rams game is really what cost us.
Well, to summarize what this part of the locker room, as far as we're the last 4 in the locker room basically. Let's just let's just say we're the last 4 guys in the locker room, and they turning the lights out, and the towel boy looking at us like, y'all getting out the locker room or what? And so to summarize everything that we talked about across the board, from Cheesy Breezy to Exclusive Garvey to what Malcolm said to everybody, Andrew, what we got to realize is and I keep going back to this point is, you know, the last four games were 1-3, and that was a quarter. That was the third quarter. We didn't finish the third quarter good. We didn't look good the third quarter of the season. It's how teams are judged on how are you looking as the season go along. Are you improving
Right.
or are you getting worse? And the Bucks have had a steady decline as the season
Right.
progressed from the first quarter to the second quarter, which was a high point,
Yep.
and then the third quarter we are on a decline, and that's not good. So this fourth quarter of the season, we must go up. We got to go up. Like that it's like there is no excuses now. Like we're at week 12 or week 13 by the time, or 14, whatever. You can't keep giving we can't keep giving this team excuses. As talented as this team is all over the place. It's a mess. And I'm not saying like, all everything's about to come to an end, and the world's about to fall apart and all that. It's just that the continuity, we're just not together. And these next four games can establish that, because going into the playoffs, you want to go into the playoffs with momentum, right? And if you go into the playoffs, like you said, Corey, if you go into the playoffs with momentum, it gives a sense of urgency of, we got this. We finally got it. And luckily, the way the schedule is set up,
Right.
this can happen.
Mm-hmm.
It just, the Bucks got to come out of the bye firing on all cylinders, because Mike Zimmerman, he ain't no slouch coach now.
Nah.
He just ain't gonna
He's
walk
not.
over him like that. He's
His only problem is he's starting all rookies in the secondary. That's his only problem.
right. That's the only thing that's
That's the
messing
only
him up.
problem.
And then of course,
He lost the defensive line.
Yeah,
He's
his
hurt.
D-line is hurt.
Danielle Henry,
Danielle Hunter.
Yeah, Danielle Hunter. He's hurt, so he's making it work though. He's making it work, because matter of fact, the Vikings have actually been really good. They won 5-1
They've been
in the last 6
competitive.
games.
Yeah, they've been really competitive.
So they've been
since
playing
that
a lot better.
Since that Packers
Right.
game.
So it's not like we playing a Vikings team that's saying that we're gonna draft Trevor Lawrence or Justin Fields. We're playing a Viking teams like, wait a minute,
They're in the playoffs. They're in the hunt.
Yeah, all the way. And my last point on Tom Brady, people were talking about New England and their lack of weapons, and they make fun of Bill. Oh, Bill needed Tom because of their record, but you really got to analyze 2 games. The Seahawks game that they played, where they could have won from the 1-yard line,
in the Bills game.
We would have identical records.
Exactly.
Just to show you how
That's
good
true.
Bill
That is
Belichick
so true.
is. We would have
That
identical
is
records.
so true.
So, and they had no business beating Baltimore, according to everybody. See, they've beaten teams they weren't supposed to beat.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So
they beat 2 playoff teams.
yeah, exactly. So we got some work to do, man. But like you said, and I'll echo it, and I'll let you guys go. Let's get this momentum back. We need this bye week, and maybe that's just what it was. Maybe we were mentally and physically fatigued, and it showed. And we reached a tough spot in our schedule, playing 2 good teams. But the Rams are a good team, and of course the Chiefs. Maybe people argue that they're the best team. I personally don't think the Chiefs are that great. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've watched their games this year. They should already have 4 losses. So I'm not even gonna go into detail on why, but they're not that great to me. But they're a good team because they got Andy Reid, and Mahomes is the greatest.
We should have ran the ball again with the Chiefs, though. We should have ran the ball way more.
20 times, 25 times.
I mean, their run defense is terrible. It's like they don't do any scout reports. Chiefs run defense is terrible. Why are you passing and trying to go tick for tat with the team?
Hey, Isaiah, do you do this? Do y'all do this? Do y'all do the streaming joints every what's today?
Tuesday.
Monday or Tuesday? Because I've been watching you for at least the last 2 years, and I don't remember you ever doing the little locker room joint.
It's kind of a new thing. Like, it kind of caught on this year, like, because I started it, doing these type of streams earlier this year, and I just kind of figured like kind of like get this kind of like concept behind it, like, locker room, just kind of we in the locker room just talking, just hanging out and talking about any and everything,
Well, I appreciate you.
The
I
gloves
appreciate y'all. And I'll be back on here, after the bye week, man. Y'all take it easy. I'll be streaming in.
Oh yeah, no problem, man. Don't miss it, man. Keep supporting the channel, man. Salute to you, man,
For sure.
with all your insight and your knowledge of the Bucks. And you cut deep too. You cut deep.
Yeah, bro. These Bucks. Look, I grew up in Atlanta, so like I'm fighting. My friends are all Falcons fans. I'm fighting them every week, and the Bucks tricked me because I was 12, and we went to when I became a fan. I was 12. playing quarterback club, and I couldn't beat my cousin because I used to like the Colts, and I couldn't beat him with the Colts. I picked Tampa Bay because their defense was 99, and I fell in love with them from quarterback club. I was 12, and subsequently we won the Super Bowl that year, so I was completely tricked. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I was completely tricked. I was like, yeah, I'm a Buck, yeah, Bucks. And then from there, it went all downhill.
It's okay, man.
But I'm not a bandwagon.
Now. The rain is gone.
Yeah,
I'm not a dismantling.
Hey, to Corey's point, Tampa Bay never been the same after the Colts came back from 2-1 down. We ain't never been the same.
Hey, they cheated us that game though.
After we won the Super Bowl,
they still cheated.
We ain't never been the same. Think about it.
Derek Brooks didn't use anybody. He jumped straight in the air. And they called that unsportsmanlike. They say he used somebody to jump in the air. That was in that overtime, and he just jumped straight in the air. Both I was up. I got in trouble because I was up past midnight watching that game. I'll never forget that and we ain't been the same since.
Right, we ain't been the same.
Hey, y'all have a good night though, man.
All right, thank you guys, man. Thank you for what you do. Appreciate you.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for tuning in.
Well, Travis, there you have it, man. That was a productive locker room talk.
Oh yeah, it got really detailed.
Very
as
detailed.
Always.
Like it's starting to become a known commodity, locker room talk. You know, it's becoming a popular platform to come in and talk about it. And all fans are accepted, no matter what team you is or what team you have or root for. Feel free to come in the locker room because all locker room is open. Every Monday and Tuesday. We haven't got the actual down pack time and a date, but usually it's Monday and Tuesday. Pick a date, just subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so anytime on Monday and Tuesday after a game, we come on here and we vent, and people let their they let it out. They're not in front of the cameras, not in front of people.
If you're camera shy, just get your voice be heard.
Right, if you're camera shy, you could be a shadow guy. Turn the lights out or turn your camera off. But the locker room is live and it's getting better, man. It's the topics and the people, more and more people are coming in and voicing their facts and opinions. Because everybody, even though you don't agree with what people saying, but you have to respect that. It's always about respect. You might not like what they saying, but just respect it. Agree to disagree, because you're not going to like everything what everybody say, and I'm like that. I'm always respectful to people and their topics and anything like that. I'll never disrespect nobody and what they say and what they mean. But if you come on this channel doing that, you better be ready for all the smoke, because me and Travis, we will light you up. We will light you up bad.
Oh, y'all weren't there for the early days.
Y'all wasn't there for the early days, the first year and a little bit of the second year. And that happened, and it didn't look good. And I'm not going to go down that route. I'm not even going to go there, because if you was around at the beginning, you know exactly what we're talking about.
Yes. And if y'all need a little bit of a hint, go back to the old videos.
Yeah, go back to the old videos.
Yeah, y'all get a little taste. It was worse on Facebook.
Talking about. Go back and watch 2017, 18?
No, we've been doing this longer than that, man. I think
2017.
I started, I think the YouTube was 2017, but my first video ever was after the Jameis game, his rookie year.
Right.
That's when I started posting it on Facebook, because that was the first. That was not my first game ever, but that was the first game I went to. Jameis started. We all remember that Titans game, and I remember driving back from Tampa, and I was telling my wife, I was like, I'm gonna film something. I need you to record me, and then that's when I started. And then I remember you were doing your thing, and then at the end of the year, you came to me saying, "Yo, let's make this YouTube page and get it on and popping."
Yeah, so people gotta understand. Actually 2016.
That sounds more.
I'm getting old. But
you ain't the only one.
We always enjoy people coming on, and we don't have, actually, to be honest with Travis, we don't have too many people taking shots at us. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, we get the couple of trolls in the comment section and all that, but that comes with the territory. But as far as like people like constantly taking shots at us, I think we've made a impression that, I mean, these guys are cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's respect them. Like, we don't get attacked. Like,
I'm gonna give you a lot of credit to that, because I know a lot of these people, a lot of these new people, they're still getting to know me, because I have in my absence of me after having my son. So now they're getting reintroduced to me. Those that have known me, those that have tuned in, they're like, okay, this is a 2-man band. So they're like, oh, okay, it's Isaiah and this guy, and they're like, okay, this is Travis. And those that know are like, hey, he's back. So it's those that have been down from the ride and those that are getting to know me. Yeah, man, 2-man band.
Yeah, like a lot of people yeah, I mean, what you we was at let's see when you kind of took a leave of absence, pretty much in a way, we was like under what we was under 2,000 subs. No,
Yeah, we didn't hit
under 2,000.
2,000 yet.
Yeah,
No.
so 2,000 people really don't know you,
Yeah,
you know.
and that's
So
understandable.
yeah, but
Because
that's
before
different.
we're going heavy then, and now that we have more, we got this streaming now.
Hmm.
We have more ideas coming up. We're getting a
Right,
base. We're getting a name for ourselves.
right. Can't
And
wait
I
till we hit
always
the
see
five
this.
thousand.
I
We hit
always
the
see the
5,000
subscriptions
subs, man.
climbing, man.
Right. So we getting there. I think we're gonna hit 4,000, especially if we have a really good season. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna hit 4,000 subs, and that's a good deal. And then 4,000 turns to 6,000, and 6,000 turns into 8, and 8 turns to 10, whatever. So we're getting there, you know. And as this channel, uh, turns around every year it's gonna be something different. We're gonna add layers to this channel. We're gonna add different type of pockets. So I mean, we got some ideas. We gonna work on. But this season we have improved on some things. So creating a locker room, me with the green screen and then mics, and so we're getting there. So stay patient, folks. Keep supporting the channel. We appreciate the super chats. The super chats do go into use of mics and headphones and stuff like that. And we got some other stuff, giveaways that we started that this year. So Buckles Lock is alive and well, man. So stay tuned for more development and just stick around. This channel ain't going nowhere. So
No,
but before you know it, it'll be year
2020
10.
didn't stop us, man.
Right. Before you know it, the pandemic ain't stopping us. Before you know it, it'll be 10 years from now. Y'all be like, the Buckles Lock is still here and we got 40,000 subs. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
man.
saying?
We're gonna have
So
gray hair and all.
right, and we still gonna be here. This channel ain't going nowhere. But we appreciate everybody that came in the chat room, came into the comment section, chat room, and to the locker room, that had the guts to come into the locker room. Travis, you want to take that?
Yeah. Let me pull that up really quick. I just caught that. Drink more water. You were active in the chat today, so shout out to that.
Yeah, he was in
Hope
the
this
chat
is a
live.
regular thing. I'll be here if it's a weekly show. I'm a Bucks fan in DMV. There are no Bucks fans to talk to up here.
Oh,
Hey, man, you got us, bro.
well, we here.
I appreciate you keeping this chat live and active, and this is a
Very
weekly
active.
thing. Like Isaiah said, Mondays or Tuesdays after games. He has his previews. We're gonna get back into skits too,
Oh yeah,
because we
I
used to do
bet.
skits back in the
Don't
day.
tell him all that. Don't tell him all that. Don't tell him all that.
I'm just gonna say it right now, man. They're looking forward to more Walk the Plank. They want
Yeah.
that back, bro. That's your show. I don't want to take that from you.
Yeah, people been asking me about that, and I'll probably, maybe the last 4 games of the season, I'll probably bring it back. It's not a long segment. It's basically 5 minutes, maybe a segment.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? We just identify the f ups of the team for that game, and it's a wrap. It's basically a skit video, but the original, yes, exactly. The original Walk the Plank came from Buckles Locker, not whoever doing that in them Facebook groups. That's not the original. It's
No,
from here.
they got that from this man.
Captain's Plank and all that. Nah, that came from here. That was here. 2016. That was here. Go back and watch the videos. But it'll come back. It's gonna come back, and that was a popular skit or a segment of Buckles Locker. So there's gonna be things like that with this channel that we're gonna do. And then we're gonna have more bandits and pirates involvement. We might even have this season. We might even let a couple of you guys host the show. We might even let matter of fact, bring you on here. We just sit back in the cut and we don't say nothing. We let you drive. You be the engineer. You drive the show. You be the director, the narrator, the moderator. These are things that we, we'll say.
Gonna get live real quick in here.
So we gonna pick who we want to drive the show. We'll give it a test. We'll do a test drive of that too. We'll do a test drive before the season over. We'll pick somebody to drive the Buckles, to drive the locker room, and kind of like narrate the whole thing. So that's gonna be interesting to see somebody, because it's not easy, folks. It is not easy.
No,
it looks
not a lot
easy.
of people can do this.
Yeah, it looks easy, but trust me, it's not. because you gotta have public speaking skills. You gotta
Gotta have
have
thick skin.
thick skin.
Gotta
You
take
gotta be
criticism.
able, right? You gotta be able to take criticism, and you gotta be able to moderate. You gotta keep your emotions in check. And you gotta be able to have good talking points and actually know when to kind of cut the talking points. And sometimes you let them go a little bit longer, and then sometimes you gotta cut them off, and then you don't be disrespectful. So we'll give somebody a shot. You know what I'm saying? And we might even do like segments, break it up in segments as far as locker room, like on a weekly basis, like do a couple of like segments during the week, like we got locker room talk on Mondays and Tuesdays, or maybe Wednesdays we might have something else, and Thursday have something else with somebody else doing it right there. Have more involvement with the Bandits and Pirates. So stay tuned for those things. I'm giving y'all too much information. Let me stop.
Yeah, we got to talk off cam, man. We got to talk off the live and
Right.
plan all this out at the end of the season. You know what I mean?
Right. That's a whole nother. My bad, folks. But anyway, Travis, you got anything? Another super chat, man. You want to take that?
Oh, snap. Super chat comes from Shan Lex. Sorry if I said that wrong. Love the podcast. Love Exclude Garvey on there too. Yeah, man. Slew is an old school member, man. Old school
He's
Bandit
real.
Skull Gang for sure. He's an OG. He's always a pleasure to have on here. Thanks
Yeah,
for the
he has
super
a lot of
chat, Shan.
very animated. A lot of insight on him. But you got anything you want to say to close this out, Travis? And as we wrap this locker room up.
No, man, not much. Just the same old. Everybody just hit that notification bell so you know when these lives are happening. Share the channel, talk about the channel, tell all the other Bucks fans. If we beat your friend's team and you want to have a video where we're talking trash about it, let them tune in so they can share their emotions and frustrations. Let this channel continue to grow. We had over 100 people in the live, and we have 91 likes so far.
That's good.
So I appreciate the supports. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Isaiah and I really, really appreciate this, and thank y'all for sticking around. Even I want to shout this out. Somebody mentioned Asian hacking that had us do a buckle locker too. So I'm happy that y'all didn't give up on us or forget about us, and y'all came back in and stuck it out with us, man.
And they came back.
That's all I got.
Well, like Travis said, man, we really do appreciate the support and the feedback, whether it's good or bad. We appreciate it. We don't take it to heart. Trust me, we don't take it to heart at all. Trust me.
I got more things to worry about than your little 2 cents.
Yeah, trolling ain't gonna work. Trust me, trolling don't work on us. But whether you like us or not, we appreciate you subscribing to the channel and liking the live stream and watching the live stream on a weekly basis, whether it's Monday or Tuesday or Thursday or Friday, or even live stream or live reaction on Sundays. Y'all know how it rolls on Sunday. This Sunday is gonna be quiet, and I might do one on Sunday. I don't know. I might do one just because, but and just do some game hopping. Talk about the teams that we're gonna play coming for. I might do a game hopper on Sunday, a live stream on that, but we'll see. Depending on how I'm feeling, I might go do something else. But take my bye week. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, shouts out to all the Bandits and the Pirates for keep doing your thing, keep supporting the channel. Salute to all you guys. You guys are the originals. And if anybody mess with y'all let us know. And if they mess with us, y'all know what to do. And shouts out to all the shooters. We looking as the channel grow. We're gonna add more shooters. So we watching the chat room too. We watching the chat room and who's the regulars. And we're probably gonna add a couple more shooters. If you don't know what a shooter is, it's a moderator in the chat room. Our last shooter, You Wish, he was a long time bandit, so we added him as a shooter. So we're probably looking for another 1 or 2 shooters. So and the next live stream, and we want to see some more people come in and say some good stuff in the chat room and be respectful, and next thing you know, you'll be a shooter. So stay tuned for that.
I see some candidates for that.
You see some candidates, man? You see some candidates?
Yeah, I see some candidates, man.
Yeah, I see some candidates too. But we'll talk about that in another time frame. But
yeah, for sure. We may make that a stream about announcing who the new moderators are.
Right. That'll be a pretty good quick little stream there.
Yeah.
And other than that, well, subscribe to the channel, like the channel, Share all the videos. Make sure you hit the notification bell icon to notify you on all new videos that's posted on this channel. And don't forget to hit the notification bell icon, the little bell sign. It's like a little bell. You click on that, and anytime we go live, whether it's Travis, me, or the both of us, you won't miss a video at all. You will always be able to follow us here on YouTube. And we do have a Twitter page, but we're not active on Twitter. And we don't have an Instagram. And I know somebody mentioned that before, but we don't have an Instagram either. But we have a Facebook group, which is nice over there too. So make sure you can go over there and like the Facebook group. But other than that, I want y'all to fire those cannons, siege the day, raise the flag, risk it to get the biscuit. As somebody said, risk it to get the brisket. That was funny. And hashtag no excuses. Hashtag ain't no chill. Hashtag I know. You better get on board with this. Super Bowl
or bust.
There you go. Y'all know what it is. Buckles Locker, Travis and Isaiah signing out. Y'all have a good night. Peace.
Peace.